Okay, let me this is just talking randomly, just letting people know how things are. I'll say, hold on, it's cool. So this is pretty cool, right? Just relax for a bit, and okay, I guess those coming in. Hold on. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, this is weird. No one's running in. Pretty cool. More. Okay, let's. What's going on, everybody? Letting people in like it's a good thing. This. Okay, I'm live even more than normal, and seems to even care. Let's, okay. This is crazy. No one seems to watch anything right now, so I'm just gonna. Okay, that seems to. Oh, hi. I see, might be one person. So, oh, this is pretty crazy. Let's say. Okay, I guess he left. Okay. So he's just watching an article that supports what he believes, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is. Oh. How's it going? How's it going? So, I'm just waiting, really. It's been a little while. What's up? What is up, I guess the last one stream was a little bit better. There was people actually watching, but I guess not really, right? Pretty crazy. That's crazy. I am seeing. Hmm. Yeah. Copyright, I guess. That would be that. So yeah, heard this. Hi, what's up? So, you joined at a good time because there might be a special guest might be joining pretty soon. Just waiting for him to join, but yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. Hmm. Uh, Curious. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just seeing what's going on. I'm curious about anything really. Oh, just crazy. Hmm. Might be coming in pretty soon. Okay. Okay. Just waiting. Okay. So, been doing good right now. Okay. It's interesting. Okay. Okay. Might cut most of this out because no one's really have joined at all. The stream talking. Okay. Okay. So there's. Oh,
Yo, you
hi.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
What's up, man? Yeah, my bad. I had to get a few things ready on my end, and I'm in
Uh,
the process of moving, so for,
oh.
forgive all the stuff you see in the background. So,
Um. Good. Could I ask, like, for what reason you're moving? Like a nice change of pace, or like kind of like.
well, it's a better environment, bigger area, so doing that and opportunity. So it's not gonna be too far, but it's just gonna be a like say a 20-minute drive or whatever.
Oh, that's cool. Mm.
But yeah,
And
man.
like seeing my channel and stuff, you can clearly see that I'm way more way more positive to James Gunn and Superman thing, but I'm more open to like anyone that dislikes it, but and then likes the Snyder stuff, but I'm kind of really against people that are just completely bashing James Gunn and bashing Superman like completely. But
Man.
I'm kind of fair on like if people dislike it and like prefer the Snyderverse. You get what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, here's the thing, man. Um, yeah, Johnny, here's the thing, and I know you've probably seen some of, or if not most of my Superman videos or whatnot. So it blows me away because I just feel like everyone who's been a part of my channel
Yeah,
during my Superman Renaissance or whatever, what have you, how I was feeling overwhelmed and excited before I saw the film,
yeah,
up to after I saw the film.
yeah,
And it's like I feel like people only hear what they want to hear. Because if
yeah,
I'm not, I tell people if I'm not mistaken, I gave the damn movie a B minus. That's a passing grade. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when people hear me talk about Superman, you can obviously tell I'm a big Superman fan.
yeah,
Beyond James Gunn having him or anything, I've watched every
yeah.
single thing that he's done up to
Hmm.
date. So it's like I'm not. It's not that I hate the movie. Again,
Yeah,
it's an enjoyable movie. I
yeah,
just feel like as much as I've seen, and I've seen all of James Gunn's projects, so it's like
yeah,
people can't get on me about me not knowing how James Gunn, how good of a writer he is, seeing his projects, all that stuff. I've seen everything this man has done, so it's like when I went in there to watch Superman with certain expectations on how James Gunn writes his stories, how he's gonna do this, and then when I came out, it's not that I felt disappointed. I just felt a little empty, a little unsatisfied, and kind of underwhelmed on certain things that he did in the movie. Not saying that it was a terrible movie. I just expected a whole lot better from James Gunn handling Superman.
Yeah,
That's probably that's where I came
I,
from with it.
yeah, I can respect that. Like, I'm not saying Superman's like the best like Superman movie like ever. Like, clearly, the
Yeah,
original movies are like t the top and like can't
top
really be
tier.
touched. Yeah,
Exactly.
so that like those are the top ones. But like for like the modern time, I would say that this would be considered one of the best like modern day ones.
And here's the thing when it comes to me. Because it's funny because if you criticize it's like if you criticize James Gunn in any form or fashion, nowadays his fans are just as worse as the Snyder cult. And I've said this multiple times that I highly enjoyed Man of Steel and Henry Cavill's portrayal for what the character was. Yes,
Yeah,
was it a terrible representation of Superman? I've said it plenty of times. I've made videos saying that it was garbage, how they did his Superman, how it built up and everything, but no one can take away how epic he made Henry Cavill look, down to the suit, down to the
yeah,
cinematography and the shots, and even the Hans Zimmer score. I'm a sucker. If people don't know, I'm a sucker for hero scores, heroic scores. That every hero should have their own damn score, and I feel like that that kind of teed me off a little bit, and main one of the main problems in the James Gunn Superman film
yeah,
is that I know that he was harping on the John Williams score. That's cool and all, but I
yeah,
said I need David to have his own theme. He needs to
yeah,
have his
yeah,
own theme. He didn't have his own theme, and I'm like, dude, you can't keep writing the John Williams score. You can't keep doing that, John. To in a way, it felt laxy daisy to me because dude, if you've been on the internet and online, SoundCloud, anywhere, you've seen hundreds and thousands of composers, small composers, that have made awesome Superman fan made themes, and I'm like, dude, this is amazing. So I felt very disappointed that even though it was cool to hear John Williams score in the movie, I was just kind of like, where's David's theme? I want him to have his own identity. Same thing with Hans Zimmer, what Zack Snyder did for Henry Cavill. That Man of Steel score was, to me, it was regal, it was epic. I don't care what nobody says. The first flight score, the score when he's fighting Zod, like, you need to tell the story not only visually, but, also hearing wise. Like, I got to hear the story as long as while I'm watching the story, and that's what a score is for.
yeah.
So, and there was and if I could say this, I did like the two or three scores that I heard. I like the LexCorp score
Yeah, yeah,
with
I was about to say that. Yeah,
the little guitar riff. Da, 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 da. I'm like, all right, I like that. I like the Lex Luthor theme, the LexCorp theme, and I like the Last Son of Krypton theme that he had in there as well. When I was like, da, 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 da. Like, I like that one. Those are the two most notable themes in there. But I just felt like how he handled the scores and themes, especially the part when he was fighting Ultraman. When he was fighting Ultraman, there should have been a theme going, a score
yeah.
going.
Well,
I'm like, where's the score?
one thing I would say, if they used some like a music that kind of sounds like the upgrade score, you remember that? Like, if
Y-
they made it something similar to that and make it
Yeah,
like the Superman theme and like
it,
make it like epic
bro,
like that, I think that would
exactly.
like
It's
I think
just,
the upgrade theme kind of sounds like a theme, you know?
and that's what blows me away because I'm like, I don't know what team James Gunn has around him, and like watching, if I had a chance to watch this film before it was getting finished up, bro, I'd have been like, yo, you gotta add a score here, add that there, like, put a little bit more sauce in your food, bro, like put some more flavor on it. It's just like it just felt, and again, this is coming from someone who loves Guardians of the Galaxy. Hell, I love the Scooby Doo movies that he helped write and produced. I love most of his work. I didn't really watch Slither as much. I wasn't a fan of the Slither thing. Yeah, that crap was pretty disgusting, but I saw some
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
It's like,
Like he
yeah,
came
James
from
Gunn.
trauma, he came
Yeah,
from
you're
like
sick, bro. I'm like, you sick freak. And then when it comes to Brightburn too, James Gunn had something to do with
yeah.
Brightburn as well. I don't know if he directed Brightburn,
I
but I think
think he produced it,
he produced
like
it.
yeah.
Yeah, you feel me? I was like, all right, Brightburn was pretty good watch. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm feeling it.
Did you watch Super?
No, I always hear people talk about Super. I have not
Yes.
yet watched
I think
Super.
Super is kind of like what Deadpool kind of no no Peacemaker kind of should be. Like
Yes.
not really like full on to the butt jokes, but kind of like do a little bit like character jokes, like Super is like I recommend watch Super to kind of see what I'm talking about.
I'll
But
definitely go give it a watch.
what one thing like I have criticism of the Superman movie, like it's too bright. Like I like the colors, but the lighting is most of the time way too bright, and then the pacing is way like too quick, and the screenings, the test screenings they did, and then they changed stuff. Like I kind of think that um, Ultraman should have punched Crypto, and I kind of
Facts.
think that they should have
Facts.
had the titling thing, because I think um, Lex Luthor seemed way too weak at the end of the movie compared to the beginning. Having something happen that could be um, unforgiven, like could
Mm-hmm.
kind of help that villain be like more epic towards the end.
And then when it comes to like, now that was announced about Man of Tomorrow and all that stuff, everybody's
Yeah,
like, oh, the sequel is this, and then James Gunn says it's not, nah, mother freaker, it's not a sequel. It's not a sequel to Superman. People, it's like people run with their own delusional narrative to
yeah,
try to do a one up to the Snyder cult. I'm like, listen.
yeah,
He already said this is not a sequel, bro. So stop
yeah,
making it seem like it's a victory that Superman is finally having a sequel after all these years. It's not happening. It's not a sequel. It is a team up movie between him and Lex fighting a bigger threat. One bigger threat, I think common sense to people would think it's Brainiac, or it's either gonna be it could be Brainiac, Parasite, you feel me? It better not be Darkseid because I'm like, you're rushing that too. Now you're rushing. And the same criticisms that
I
people
think
have for
Mongol
Zack
would be good.
Snyder.
Mongol.
Dude, I've been yelling for Mongol for so long, Johnny. I'm not kidding, bro. Like, where's War World? Where's
Yeah,
Mongol War World? Give it to me. But I'm
yeah,
not gonna lie, people could get mad all they want. Mongol would look scary and sick in a Zack Snyder tone.
yeah,
Zack
yeah,
Snyder would have killed it if he did War World and Mongol. It's just like same thing for Zach is the same thing for James. They need to have people who could pull them aside and be like, all right, you're doing too much or you're getting off course.
yeah,
They need to have regulators. This is the
yeah,
problem here. And
yeah,
that you get because see, John, you laugh because I know I'm making sense though. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
There's
You
a
make
point to
it.
where your ego gets in the way and you need to have a regulator and be like, hey, bro, you're doing too much. You need to bring it back a little bit, or you're not doing enough. You need to put a little bit more in there. You feel me? Some people who truly care about the lore, care about the character traits and all that stuff, who actually know the character. And I said this multiple times. I really do think that James Gunn has lied on multiple occasions, saying that
Yeah,
he knows Superman. I'm like, mother freaker, the way you do things and how you had him talk in the movie and certain things that he did. I'm like, bro, you don't know Superman as good as you say you do. No, you don't. No, you don't, sir. Because there's multiple things in that movie, especially, and people always get on the speech. First of all, the speech that he gave Lex, you know what I'm saying? And people, if they didn't realize that that wasn't even the original speech that made it in the movie. That's not the original
yeah,
speech. The
yeah,
original speech said, "It hurts my feelings." I'm like,
yeah,
"Excuse me?"
yeah,
In what freaking world does Superman say to Lex, "It hurts my freaking feelings"? I'm like, who is this punk? Like, I'm like, James, that's you writing that, and you see he fixed it. And now
yeah.
I see your flaws, bro. Because you swear you know Superman, but no, you don't. Because why would you write that and then change it on the theatrical release? It's like certain things that he says doesn't always come to light, or certain things that he does, you'll see a little white lie here and there. It's just like I
What
again, I
one thing
love
they shouldn't have changed was the titling thing though.
The
Remember,
legacy
remember when
thing.
they're gonna do that, and then the screening stuff, because the titling confused. Without the titling, it confused people, making people think that it's like, oh, the next hour or the next like one day or so. But like if they did the titling, it would have explained how the monster got bigger like all of a sudden. That was probably like 2 or 3
Oh,
days.
oh, you mean like when you mean like the titling, do you mean like the sequence of events or
Yeah,
stuff
like
like that?
they put like Friday, Saturday,
Like
like
yeah,
I think
it's
that would have
like
explained a little bit of the
I assumed that this happened the next day. You feel
yeah
me? Yeah, because you let the monster out and it gets in the water and it grows. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, cool. So you threw this monster out there to use as a diversion for Superman so you could go into the fortress. And also, it's crazy because uh, Johnny, I'll tell you this, man. I'm 29, bro.
yeah
I grew up in the era of peak superhero films in general, with the Dark Knights. You feel me? Even in not even superhero movies, just masterful movies in general, like the Dark Knight, Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying? Just dude, just epic films that stand the test of time. So I've grown up having a certain je ne sais quoi to films that have already been done. So when I expect a film not to play with my sense or treat me like I'm an idiot or just do weak storytelling like I'm a 5 year old. It felt like certain things in the movie felt like it was for a 5 year old. Because if you're grown and you have a sensible brain, you're like, well, that doesn't make sense. Or you're like, you're speeding through this, bro. Like it, or you're like, dude, can we breathe first?
yeah
So
it was way too fast. That like like I said, I'm not like the whole James Gunn like crazies
yeah,
like
I can see
you
you're
find
not, bro.
all the time.
Yeah,
You know like here's my question for you.
yeah, of
The criticism of the whole Snyder thing is like their age, like the actors are aging, right? Like they're like
course.
Cavill's like hairline is like almost gone now,
Oh my gosh,
and
people can't stop. Yeah, the receding hairline.
yeah.
Hey,
So
and you know
so
what's funny? He
yeah
could get that fixed with transplants, bro. That's what they
yeah,
got
but
hair
he's not
transplants.
doing it though.
Yeah,
That's
and I
the
love that.
issue.
You know what I'm saying? Henry Cavill is such a down to earth guy. He doesn't give a freak.
Yeah,
He's a
but
good looking guy. But go ahead.
that's the criticism. But like there's multiple choices that no one's really mentioning. People are obviously mentioning just continue it and like end it or animation or something like
Listen,
that. But there's two choices that people are not mentioning, like recasting like some of the ones that are clearly not up to the task, or this is crazy for Snyder fans, but remove the Snyder from directing, have someone else, but have the director still use Snyder's like ideas and everything that Snyder did. Like no one's really
bro.
mentioning that point.
Listen,
What
here's
what's your thoughts on that?
it's crazy. Here's the thing, and I'm glad you said that because that's just the truth of the matter. This movie, and I don't care who doesn't want to hear it. This is the truth.
Yeah,
I think this movie would have blown us away if Zack Snyder and James Gunn did this movie.
yeah, yeah,
This movie would have blew our brains out our ass. You know why? Because you have the visuals, the cinematography, and the beauty of just a regal suit that could have been in this movie with James Gunn's writing and his directing. While Zack is handling the fights and the visuals. I don't care what nobody says. Zack Snyder, he depicted the perfect way in real life how it would be if two Kryptonians were fighting in our face. There's
yeah,
going to be destruction. They're gods. You feel me? You
yeah,
didn't feel any sense of godly destruction in Superman with James Gunn's Superman. You saw the power, but it didn't feel impactful. The fights, especially the Smallville fight in Man of Steel, and the fight between Henry and Michael Shannon, like Superman and Zod, you felt it. You're like, dude, this is crazy. This is exactly what it would be if Kryptonians were fighting on our planet on real life. It would be too much destruction. because they're too powerful. And the thing with that is, I really feel like what was missing from this movie, dude, is first of all, I expected for the suit, first of all, for David was already a bad start. I don't give a freak
Yeah,
what nobody says. That suit, you bro, you've seen Aquaman's suit, Jason Momoa's Aquaman suit, beautiful, epic. I love his suit. Henry Cavill's suit, no matter if you like the trunks or not or whatever, or the padding. And you know what's crazy? People talk about the fake muscle padding. Do people not realize that that was only a few inches to his details? Because we all saw the scene when Henry Cavill, in Man of Steel, got out the water after he was trying to save the people from the oil rig, and he was running out to get those clothes. The dude was a beefcake. He was buff as freak. He was still bigger. He was still buffer than David, dude. I don't even think we didn't get it. No, and again, I love me some pussy, bro. I ain't gay, but we didn't even see David Cornsweet have a shirtless scene in this Superman film.
yeah. Like
But
the suits itself, I didn't really lot. I don't like the David Cornsweet suit, but the one thing like that has it up like above the Cavill one is definitely the cape. But
yes,
most of the other
exactly.
stuff I dislike, but the cape is better.
Yeah, of course, dude. Dude, that's the main thing David's suit has going for it is the cape. I love, the yellow S on the back. I love how it flows, and it's a real cape, because Zack Snyder loves CGIing his cape, which I was
Yeah,
like, I get it, but I wish he would have been more, realistic prosthetic with the cape for Zack Snyder. But my thing is, dude, it's like, how do we go from suits and, you know, Warner, the old DC regime, where we had suits like Jason Momoa's suit for Aquaman. We had the suits from Henry Cavill, even the Batman suit. Again, besides the padding or whatever, you can't deny that those suits looked epic and godly. I'm like, yo, what are we doing here? And what pissed me off in the movie as well is we didn't really know if Martha made that suit or not, because I don't care what nobody says. The suit, David Cornsweet's suit, looks like Martha made it.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah. Mhm.
If you're telling me that that suit came off a Kryptonian ship, I will slap the taste out of your mouth. Because that suit ain't no Kryptonian technology suit. Looking like that.
Yeah,
I just can't. I don't understand. It's like you got first impressions matter.
yeah,
First impressions go hard. It's like I expected him to come ball swinging. I expect you to come in swinging. The best suit ever, the best script ever. That's what I. And again, I did my I toned down my expectations to a very tiny small degree, because again, we're talking about James Gunn. We're
mhm,
talking about the new CEO of DC Studios. So this is also my gripe mainly. It's that James Gunn had all this time to make this movie, right? And he is the CEO of DC Studios. So he didn't have no limitations. That is what people aren't understanding what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah,
This man, he's the boss. Write he can pick any character he wants out of the DC catalog and throw it in this damn movie. So I expected damn near to see the best super movie of all time, because the damn boss, the CEO, is creating this film. You get me? So it's like when I saw this movie and I was like, it's not bad, but it's a little mediocre than what I thought James Gunn could accomplish with all the power and tools that he had at his disposal. You know what I mean? So I was
Well,
just
one character I think James Gunn would be really good with would be Plastic Man.
dude, I said that multiple times. Yes, I said Plastic Man, Booster Gold, bro.
Yeah,
Even Plastic Man, Booster Gold, uh what's his name? Dude, even if you wanted to do um
I could see like not straight up full on Lobo, but I could see him do something with his daughter, like that kind of thing, like focusing on that within like join like him her joining the Teen Titans. kind of thing, like that kind of thing with like the whole group that
And
have her daughter be the one that jokes around and stuff. I don't know, but
I'll be honest with you on that because people don't know. People don't know when it comes to Teen Titans as well.
yeah.
And I grew up on the 2000s animated show, which I think is one of the greatest DC shows of all time. I don't care what nobody says. Those 5 seasons of Teen Titans, man, were
Yeah,
epic. They were
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
So honestly, because if you ask me, people's favorite teams are like Fantastic Four, Justice League. My number one favorite team in superhero movies are, well, superhero genre in general is the Teen Titans, and then it's the Justice League.
Hmm.
So when I heard that they're doing the Teen Titans live action movie, like I'm scared. I am, because I saw how they handled Superman again, which it wasn't terrible, but it's not what I expected, and kind of not in the best way possible. So now they have that I forgot they had that woman who's writing the script. She's writing the Supergirl
Yeah.
script, and
Hmm.
she's writing the Teen Titans script.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
Well,
fuck.
one thing I'm worried about is if they're got since she wrote it, she would focus too much on the female side of it. You get what I mean? mean, like
Johnny,
not
don't
have
even
the
say it, bro.
leader
Yeah,
be the
because
leader. You know what I mean? Like
because
kind of
I
like the
saw
issue,
I saw
kind of
I
like the
think
issue what Jody had with him assuming that the actually yeah the invisible girl being the leader, and then she was kind of right. She was kind of the leader, and like
oh you mean
have
oh you talking about Sue Storm?
yeah, yeah. So like that, like that's what one thing I'm worried about. But one thing I kind of want that most people would I would say disagree with would be Damian Wayne being the leader instead, because that would make it separate from
Johnny, Johnny, do
the
not say
old one.
that. Don't even give him that idea,
Like
because I will walk out of that theater and they will not have my money.
that's what I'm saying. Like most people would
Bruh.
disagree, but my reasoning is because it would separate from the old one. People would like compare too much if they did it way too similar. If I would say Dick Grayson was the leader, I would say replace some of the other characters
Here
because
here's
there would be
here's
too
my
much
thing.
comparisons, I would say.
Here's my thing. And I know you heard this phrase plenty of times, which
Yeah,
it always comes out to be true. When
yeah,
every time you change a medium,
yeah,
9 times out of 10, it doesn't go good,
yeah.
because you don't know how to change it to a certain degree. If it ain't broken, don't fix the mother freaker. Don't fix it. Dude, if they
But
can
if
make a
they make
live,
it too similar, that's also an issue too.
and I understand that, but again, you gotta have the right person who's gonna pay respect in a different way. But
Yeah,
nowadays, people pay respect in their own way. That's the
yeah,
problem. You're
yeah,
not going through the true source material. That's why it's scary to think, because, like you said, and when it came to Jody talking about the Fantastic Four thing with Sue Storm, to me, it kind of made sense in a way, because if people really think about it, Reed Richards, he was low key still in charge, kind of,
yeah,
because he still sat out the plans and he told them what to do. He said, "Just give me a lever and move out of the way." But the thing when it came to Sue Storm is Sue is the talker. She's the good talker. And what
yeah,
people don't understand is Reed Richards is so smart. We're all ants and idiots to him. So he doesn't know how to really speak that well with us, because we're dummies. We're Neanderthals compared to him. He is the smartest man in the multiverse. So I get why Sue is front and center to talk. Because if he talks, we ain't gonna understand what the hell he's saying. So I kind of like that dynamic, and you see that was one of the changes. Like, just like we had the example of change, that was a good
yeah,
change to me because it made sense.
yeah,
Reed is on another level that we can't comprehend. So I understand why Sue Storm was kind of talking in the forefront in his honor, because while he's in the back actually doing the inventions to save us, she's in the front with a mind enough that we could connect with her mind and understand. to Reed
Yeah.
Richards, who is a damn robot that we can't understand him.
Yeah.
So I get that aspect. That worked for me because, and I don't care what nobody says. Fantastic Four was a better film to me than Superman.
Yeah.
I'll keep saying it. I don't give a freak who likes it or not. It had all the elements that I wanted Superman to have. And another problem with Superman, bro, with the James Gunn Superman, is I felt like James Gunn. People were talking about this Metropolis book that he wrote,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and people said that that should have been the script for the first movie. I didn't even read that damn book. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? So you're telling me James Gunn wrote a book basically as a prequel to this movie, right? That's what it
Yeah.
is. And that is so cheap, and to me that is so just disrespectful because if I didn't read the book, obviously. I did not read the
Yeah.
book, but I heard
Mhm.
about it. I
Yeah.
didn't know that book was that important. So mother free, I guess I should have bought a copy and read the book before I saw the movie, right? Because watching this James Gunn Superman film feels like you're like, damn, did I miss a movie? You know, it feels like it's the second or third movie to a series because we're just right here. He just throws you in the action and everything, and he's right here. And I know that James Gunn already said that it's not gonna be an origin film. Fine, cool, but there's a certain way you gotta handle it to where we're still not feeling lost, or we're not feeling like we're just being thrown in the mix and things are happening and we don't know what the true aspect of things that are going on within the film. So I really did not care for and did not like the idea of him writing that book as a
I would
prequel.
have been fine
Uh,
if James Gunn did what Superman 2 did, where they did the origin, but they kind of like did
yeah,
small clips of it.
like
Like
dude, Man of Steel did the same thing, bro.
yeah,
It was an origin movie, but it wasn't.
yeah,
Like I wish, you know what kills me? When we saw, his parents in the fortress, dude, with Bradley Cooper and his mom, the hot chick from Westworld, whatever her name is.
yeah.
And they're just like he's just like Kalel, Kalel, Kalel. I'm like, dude, shut up. He's just like Kalel, Kalel. I'm like, all right. It's like you couldn't. Wouldn't it be cool? It's like James Gunn did everything he could not to copy Zack Snyder or anyone else, because I don't care what nobody says. That scene in Man of Steel, that the scene where they showed the when they the scene of Krypton and Man of Steel was epic. I don't give a freak what nobody says. That scene was dope. That crap was dope, bro. When you're seeing Jarrell and he gets the codex and he goes to his wife and you're seeing Jarrell get down, he's fighting. That dude, again, creative twist that worked out beautifully to me because we never seen that before. And you know what's crazy, dude? You know what really here's the thing, and this is what I felt like ruined the experience a little bit for me watching this James Gunn Superman film. You know what I did before? Do you know what I did to prepare myself, Johnny, before I went to go see the Superman film, bro? I watched all the seasons of the animated series Superman, bro, before I
Yeah.
went to go watch that movie. You hear me?
Yeah,
To get ready, to get prepared, building up my anticipation.
yeah,
Because I don't care what nobody says, the Superman animated series Superman is the peak pinnacle of what Superman should be. And that's why you remember when you said they don't people shouldn't copy, that's where I do kind of disagree
yeah.
to a certain level. Because bro, if they literally just took the animated Superman and plastered him on the screen, live action, we're all eating. We're all good. There'd be no complaints from me. Can you imagine the epicness coming out of that movie if you just literally just took the animated Superman and just put him on screen live
Kind
action?
of like when Zack Snyder did the Watchmen, but like he kind of adjusted it a little bit to make it make more sense.
Exactly. But
Like
he legit still took the characters and just plastered them on the screen.
yeah.
That's all that he did. And he just changed it a little bit. And some people
Well,
to
one
this
thing
day,
for sure I disagree
yeah.
with when Zack Snyder interviewed with the Joe Rogan thing was the whole the little kid seeing the boob thing. That's the one thing I for sure would disagree with Zack Snyder with. Like like
Oh, the kid.
that was
I think
in the comics at all.
like is that so? Because I didn't even really watch that Joe Rogan thing that he did with him. But did he? I heard he basically said he was. What, he didn't mind a kid seeing what a pair of tits or something?
Yeah, and then and then the producers and stuff said like that would be fine if they hired the actual mother of the kid, and then Zack Snyder disagreed. It's like she's not an actor. It's like you're making it worse for yourself.
And you know it's funny, but see, but people got to keep that same energy
Yeah,
because now what happened. And I'm caught up with Peacemaker season 2 already. I'm
yeah,
I'm caught up. So in Peacemaker, didn't remember people didn't did I don't think people remembered when that chick showed her tits to Peacemaker. Wasn't there a
yeah, yeah,
child there that saw
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
The same kind of element or reflection that Zack Snyder was talking about. It's in the Peacemaker show now. So now what do people got to say about that?
Yeah, like I agree with that, but I was saying like the whole argument
Yeah, his
aspect of it, you know?
dude, honestly, Zack Snyder, and that shows sometimes he can be very incompetent with certain things that he says, and that shows in the Man of Steel BVS script. I'm telling
Yeah,
you, there, dude. If someone intervened with Zack Snyder and said, "Yo, if a true Superman fan intervened in Zack Snyder's script and said, no, you need to fix that," the DCE would still be alive
what's
today.
what's your thoughts on the whole Martha thing?
You know what? I do. I like the aspect of it, but I don't like how
The
important and
execution.
prominent it was
Yeah,
because
in the
both
execution, because some people
yeah,
are saying that no one would say their mother's first name to introduce yourself to them. Like if they didn't really know each other at all, Batman and Superman. So like saying Martha would like that's why she had to explain that it's the mother's name, you know? So like that was my issue. My issue is like
I think
why would you say
I
your first name?
I think he said that in an act of just disoriented desperation because at that point Batman was beating the snot out of him, was about to kill him, and I guess all that kryptonite exposure made him think about his mommy. You feel me?
Yeah.
He beat his mommy into position, and he was just like Martha, Martha, calling for his mom, saying, save her,
Yeah.
And I'm like, and again, that's where I don't think people understand when it comes to me. There are so many flaws in BVS and Man of Steel, and there are so many flaws in James Gunn's Superman.
Yeah.
You can't run from
There's
that.
flaws on everything,
On
and like
everyone's
that's
ends,
what
and
I'm
that's what
saying.
I be
Like the
saying, bro. But when I say the flaws for this Superman film, you have, dude. I lost like almost 200, like almost 150 to 100 something subscribers
that's
because
why
of
I'm
what
like
I
very
said.
neutral. Like you can tell by a lot of my videos I'm like very neutral. I would say a lot of the things wrong, and then it's like I still have a lot of hate too, and my history of protecting my perspective goes all the way back. There was a really old video of myself defending Teen Titans Go, and I got a lot of hate.
Bro, listen. Here's my thing, man. Here's my thing, and I'm gonna be real with you again because I'm gonna make it known. The 2000s Teen Titans animated series to me is the greatest animated superhero show of all time.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah,
Nothing compares. So when I saw Teen Titans Go was announced, you can only imagine how fuming I was that they decided to go with this childish kitty crap
yeah,
instead of give us another season 6 and continue
yeah,
the
yeah,
story that left off with Beast Boy seeing Tara. Like, weren't you dead? And she's alive. And then he runs out of the school, and that's the end of the show. What type of ending is that? So I feel like a lot of people who resented Teen Titans Go is the same people like me who are like, yo, when are we getting season 6 of
yeah.
Teen Titans? And then now they
But
decided to fire Greg Sipes, the voice of Beast Boy. Y'all
yeah,
could
yeah,
burn
yeah,
in hell. You burn in hell, bro. You're gonna why would you fire the most prominent voice?
yeah,
No offense to Cyborg, Tara Strong, and all them, but to fire the voice of Beast Boy? Are you stupid?
yeah.
Y'all
I
want
get
the show to
that.
fail. We're done. I'm done. I'm call it curtains. Now we'll never get season 6 of Teen Titans, bro. Which is funny because the original cast have been fighting to get Teen Titans season 6 over. and done. But they just wanted Teen Titans Go, because all these f the kids, all these stupid little kids were watching this stupid show. Which Teen Titans Go is funny. Yes, it. I laugh at it, but here's the transition here. I can only laugh so much. I need my mature stakes content. I'm not a child. Y'all catering to these kids is fine, but y'all should still cater to the older teens and the younger adults, to middle-aged adults or whatever. The people in my age that grew up on the Teen Titans 2000 series. I mean the 2000 show. So yeah, dude, that's where I'm at when it comes to the Teen Titans Go situation.
Yeah,
It's not
but
a
like
bad.
my perspective was that it wasn't obviously like a lot of people still like disliking everything, but my perspective was they were like bullying at this point for the creators. Like I saw like death threats.
Bro, listen. That's why, hey, here's my thing. I don't know why. This is where WB fails. And WB and DC needs to start going into the Marvel multiverse cookie jar, okay?
Yeah,
I always keep saying, it's fine that you have Teen Titans Go,
yeah,
but you have the original cast voicing these motherfreakers for Teen Titans Go, right? So why couldn't they do Teen Titans season 6 at the same damn time?
yeah,
It's like, why are y'all making us suffer? It's like they are legit like making us suffer, dude. Same thing when it came to Superman and Lois. They ended the show quick. It was supposed to have two more seasons or three, but they ended it. And no one knows who ended it. Was it James Gunn? Who knows? Was it the showrunners? Who knows? We only know it ended because, again, yes, they were coming with the new DCU. And I don't care what nobody says, bro. Superman and Lois is one of the greatest depictions I've ever seen of Superman and Clark and Lois's relationship. That show is epic. If you have not watched it, watch the freaking show, dude. Their Doomsday, first of all, the Doomsday in that show takes a hot steaming dump on the Doomsday in BVS. You hear me?
yeah.
Like, bro, I'm like, yo, whoever wrote this show truly loves and cares about Superman and these characters. You can smell it and feel it. And the people talking about, oh, well, it was too much teen drama stuff or whatever. I'm like, motherfreaker, what do you expect? They have teenage kids. They're gonna show the story of his sons. So we didn't have no
Uh,
choice but to
I,
go
I
through that.
recently I recently saw your past live stream of Harsh Critic, and
Yeah.
it was going pretty interesting how y'all were like not really attacking, so
No,
like
we're
it,
not
it, it
we're
made
not attacking. We're just having a
yeah,
conversation.
but like what but definitely there's one clear like negative like from me to him a little bit because he made like a couple of videos on me.
I know, I saw that, and I
Yeah,
and I didn't even care to even bring that up because I wanted to
yeah,
bring that up with him, but I just told myself not to because I
yeah,
don't, dude. Even Jody's Corner does this crap.
yeah,
I never make a video to attack anybody. I may
yeah,
call somebody out in my video, but I'll never make a video to attack them. You hear
yeah,
me?
yeah.
The only time I've ever even brought up someone's name or had to bring them up because I felt like you are basically sacrificing your integrity as a movie critic, as someone who grades film for what it is. Cause there's been a lot of shill activity for this Superman film. I don't care what nobody says. There's been a lot of shilling with this film, to the point to where I don't even remember if people saw that John Campia donated on my live stream before
Oh
once.
yeah,
And I'll never forget that. That was pretty cool. Never seen anything or heard of him since. He must have seen what I said about Superman and tucked his tail up his ass and never really said anything else to me or contacted me or donated or whatever. Because I feel like it's a problem that I really felt like people just wanted me to lie to them, suck the cock and lie and not tell my true opinions.
I,
Because
I, I would say
you
the
get what I'm
equivalent
saying?
of both. I would say the equivalent of both sides would be Soups was like would be the over the top one for James Gunn, and I think Skywalker the Jedi would be the over the top one for the Snyder stuff.
Bruh, honestly, at this point, dude.
Walker the Jedi like stalked him pretty much, you know. So
Yeah, even when it comes to Stoops, bro, which I love Soup's energy. He seems like a cool guy, but a lot of people said he's an asshole. He's a dirk. He's a he's a creep. Minor stuff, whatever. All this stuff that I heard about this man, he seems alright to me. I don't know him. The mother freaker has he must have family who are high up Hollywood elites. The dude's at every damn premiere. He's at every set on a film or whatever. Obviously, he's well connected. I don't care or mind any of that. But my thing is, as a critic, if you are that invested in a film, he was completely invested with James Gunn and the Superman stuff. He did videos with the cast, all that stuff. So in my head, you should to me, you have no business reviewing this movie. I feel like you have no business talking about this film because you're already compromised because you're getting paid to advertise this movie, whether it's money, finances, or Hollywood access.
I'm kind of
So
surprised he wasn't in the movie because
facts,
you saw like a
exactly.
lot of other people that were in the movie that were just fans of Superman.
Yeah, yo, I think you know why? Because I guess he didn't want to be too. That'd have been too much shilling right there if he was in the
Yeah,
movie. That'd have been too much. But my thing is, if and again, that's him. But for me, as an integral movie critic, if I was behind, if I was behind the scenes chilling with James Gunn having a beer while he's making Superman, I wouldn't even grade the film because there's no way in hell I would say anything bad about this film. Same thing with Real Rejects. Greg Alba, he had an interview with James Gunn. This man came out the theater talking up, crying, snotting up, crying, saying this is the best Superman film of all time. I'm like, bullshit. I'm sorry for the language, dude. I don't know if I'm able to curse on here,
yeah,
but
you're fine.
bull
Doesn't matter.
crap, dude. Greg Alba is literally he's I'm like, dude, you're older than me. You grew up on Christopher Reeves, Brandon Routh. You grew up on all forms of Superman. And for you to sit here or stand there and say that this is the greatest Superman film you've ever seen, I said, bro, you are shilling so freaking hard right now. So you're saying this man is better than Dean Cain. He's better than Christopher Reeve, Tyler Hoechlin, all the people, Tom Welling, freaking Henry Cavill. I mean, if you want to say he's better than Henry Cavill, that's fine. I get that. But bro, for you to basically be older than me growing up in the Christopher Reeve era, and you're saying that he's better than Christopher Reeve when he was barely in his first film. This is his first film, and he was barely Superman and Clark in it with all these other characters. And you have the balls to say that this is the best Superman film of all time. I'm like, dude, you are shilling so hard, it's not even funny, and it makes me sick because I grew up watching Tyrone Magnus and Real Rejects. They're the ones who made it. They inspired me to become a YouTuber. So for me to hear him say that, that really pissed me off. That really, because I felt like the old Greg Alba wouldn't have said no crap like that, dude. Not, he would not say that crap. So in my head, I'm like, I felt like you sold out because what? Because you had access and you had an interview with James Gunn, and you want to say that this is the best Superman film of all time when it's clearly not. If you're the only people who should be saying that this is the best Superman film ever is little kids. It is little kids and the young generation. But people
Yeah.
my age and older, for you to say this is the best Superman film, how dare you? How dare you, dude? Come on, bro. You know what? We grew up in the golden age of Superman. How dare you say this is the best Superman film? So yeah, that's where I stand with that. If
Yeah.
that's what you wanted to know, that I just I couldn't believe what what I heard from these people. And Twitter is a cesspool of worshipers and Satanists or whatever the freak you are. These people on social media, they're freaking demons, dude. You better like you better be careful what you say on there, what comment you like, what reply you do, because again,
The liking comments thing is funny because you saw the whole Lois Lane's husband liking that
bruh,
comment,
bruh, bruh,
like
don't even
it
get
just ruined him completely.
don't get me started on that because I even said, what do you think about that, Johnny? About her getting too kissy with David after James Gunn clearly said cut, and you got a quick half a second smooch in there right after he said cut. So, what did you think about that? How would you feel if that was your wife, my friend? Please explain to the audience here.
It's definitely really 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 cheating kind of thing, but when I'm seeing it, I think it's really kind of questionable, but right after the shot, they're not completely going there, but it is questionable definitely. But it, I would say that the husband is also
Oh my
kind of
god.
overreacting a little bit, I would say.
Honestly, you know what it is? And here's the truth. For the husband to like that comment, you got to ask yourself that this is not the first time that she's done questionable things in their marriage, because
Yeah,
he would not have liked that if he didn't truly felt that too.
yeah, yeah,
Mother free, he seems like he's a simp. You're a cuck, buddy.
yeah,
She's bringing in the dough. She has
yeah.
the penis, you have the vagina.
Yeah,
That's where this is
like
at.
he's supposedly an actor, but I never saw him before.
No, you know,
Like,
Dad, she's bigger than him,
yeah, he's probably always supporting cast, but supporting as in way back there, like
bro.
person that has five sentences throughout the entire TV show.
She even said that her and David. And this is what she said. This is what Rachel Brosnahan said out of her mouth on an interview, whatever, or to a reporter, saying that what her and David would make out, what, 4 hours.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like, yo, listen, that's not. That's dude. If if they had sex with each other, that would not be surprised multiple times.
yeah.
Dude, y'all got a trailer. Y'all, they were traveling the world together, and y'all kissing that much. And she's the way that she looks at David, the way that they act around each other, bro. I'm like, listen, if y'all had sex, I would not be surprised. Ain't no
It is
surprises here.
crazy that David's wife is not like hasn't acted anything towards that. That is weird, right?
Bro, here's the thing. That's why a lot of people say that they can never date an actor or actress, because you have to, at this point, not even just date, marry. At this point, if you marry an actor or an actress, bro, it's like you might as well just sign up for an open marriage, because it's like,
But one thing I would think some people might be joking or something, but uh, you always see that people are saying James Gunn's writing something to have her his wife kind of cheating. But what's your thoughts on that? Like people are saying that the Peacemaker thing and the Creature Commandos thing, people thought that that was like a fantasy of James Gunn kind of thing. Like what's your
now, here's the thing. When it comes to the Creature Commandos thing, I can see what people are saying, because that unless that mother freaker must be using Rogaine, you hear me, or
yeah
something, Rogaine, or he's dyeing his hair. Last time
yeah
I checked, why ain't Frank Grillo hair white? What the heck happened? So it's like, so were you portraying yourself in Creature Commandos through Rick Flag, and I guess the princess was your wife? And riddle me this: why is her name Jennifer Holland? Aren't they married? Why isn't it Jennifer Gunn? What are we
I,
doing?
I think it's a thing where it's an asterisk situation
Stop,
maybe.
nah, Johnny, stop, bro. It's like I could see if it said Jennifer Gunn Holland. She
Yeah,
doesn't have this man. You supposed to have your husband last name. What are we doing here? What type of stuff are we
it's
running in
weird. But
Hollywood? What-
another thing would probably be she's using her real name as a stage name. That'd be another
Cap, I call
thing
bull.
maybe.
Like,
I'm just
yeah,
calling. I was in you know
yeah, dude. But it's like, and here's my thing too. So, if people ever really realized, out of all the Peacemaker seasons, it's like the way that hardcore is written. First of all, I can't stand the way that she's betrayed. You would think that she's a damn metahuman.
yeah
How's she beating up these grown men like this? I
yeah
don't give a damn how much training she has. You're not
right right.
handling grown men like that, you know? So it's like I get what they're going with, but at the same time, it's like please have some realism, especially in the latest episode when she basically put John Cena ass to sleep. And I
Um,
know that, and I get that. I understand that he probably let her do that in in the aspect of whatever. But it's firstly when it comes to her also sleeping with Rick Flag's son, Rick Flag Senior's son. That part I was kind of like, well, damn. So what? She slept with Peacemaker, and she slept with Rick Flag's son. I'm like, she just riding everybody out here. So, but besides that, I don't think that James Gunn is presenting his wife in a disrespectful way because if people actually use their eyes and their brain, you could see in Peacemaker that Jennifer Holland has never kissed John.
yeah,
She didn't kiss Rick Flag. You saw the last episode, the latest episode, right? Remember when John Cena and her ran up to each other
yeah.
at the
Um,
end of the at the end, and you didn't see them kiss
yeah.
at all. They cut it.
So that situation is not cheating, but people are kind of
Yeah,
overreacting at that one.
no,
Yeah.
that's stupid because they're not making out nothing. They're not doing any fake sex scenes. You would
Um,
think
can
that,
you hold on? Someone's
yeah,
on.
no, you're good. But yeah, man, whoever is in the realm of, let's see if anybody's in the chat. Oh, critic, that's how I saw it. Yeah, you know. Oh man, hey, what's up, man? Sorry, I'm just looking at these. I'm just looking at the comments. What's up, critic Chris? All right, Mega Gamer 2004. What's going on? And Critic Chris is like, that's how I saw it in F4, especially when the situation was about their child. Yeah, man, Critic Chris is just like Fantastic Four brought all those elements that I wanted to feel that I didn't feel in Superman. So, oh yeah, what's up, Johnny? I was just looking at the comments. I didn't get a chance to even look at them real quick. So yeah,
Uh,
but
yeah, you're good.
yeah, man.
I'm still listening. You're saying comparing the Fantastic Four and Superman thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, it's just like, bro, all the elements, dude. I damn near cried, bro, 2 times in Fantastic Four, bruh.
yeah.
I was like, what the freak is happening? And I didn't drop a single tear in Superman, bruh, because it's like, I don't know. I'm sorry.
What's
I'm
your
a
thoughts on people are still saying that Superman flopped? Because I
uh,
still don't understand. People are still believing that whole 300 like something million, even though it was debunked by like the
bro.
tax credits and all that stuff. But people are like they don't understand what
Here's
that
the thing.
is.
Here's the thing. And see, I'm gonna break this down in the most articulate way possible
Yeah,
because as a business person,
yeah,
I'm a writer because I write
yeah,
music. I'm a business person. I look at analytics. I look at all these things. I look at the normal. I look at the more expert eye than what the casual fan or
yeah.
so-called fanboy would look at. So here's the thing. 225 million to make Superman, right? All right, cool.
Mhm.
They had their world event tour. How much do you know how much that cost?
I'm constantly seeing like 200 something, 200 million.
Mhm. 125 to
Yeah,
200 million.
yeah,
Mhm.
hmm
All the marketing, all the traveling, all that
yeah.
stuff.
hmm
So either the film cost 350 million
hmm
or 400 million. Who
Yeah.
knows, right?
Mhm.
So, and the film made 600, what, it's at 615 million now, and
Yeah.
it's done, it's dead because now
hmm
it's streaming and stuff. It's over. The
Yeah.
theatrical
hmm
run is done.
Yeah.
So it first of all, I don't and here's the truth. Let's get this out right now. It's just the truth of the matter. It did not beat Man of Steel. First of
Yeah.
all, it didn't
hmm
beat Man of Steel. People are still trying to make it seem like, dude, Man of Steel made 670 some million. This movie made 615 million. It clearly lost the margin by 60 million. Stop the bull crap. So yeah, first of all, and I was one of those people saying that you remember. I know you saw my trailer reactions, bro. I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
crying. I'm loving. It. I'm like, yo. I'm like, this movie's gonna make 1 billion, bro. Shit, this movie's gonna make 1 billion, bro. Watch this guy, bro. And then I see the film, and I'm like, yeah, this movie's not making 1 billion.
yeah.
So I at least thought that it would have beat Man of Steel. So even that was, I don't care if you care about the Snyder War or not. It was still it's still kind of sad that this movie couldn't beat a 13-year-old film.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong? Like, it's bro,
It,
this
it's kind of sad, but like
what the freak.
I'd say my perspective is it's a definitely a different time compared to when Man of Steel came out because it was right after Avengers. So
Mm-hmm.
like it like I understand that it is sad that definitely didn't, but like
And you know
people
what's
are
crazy?
people are assuming that it's the same kind of level, like time wise.
You know what's funny? It's like this is what entertainment places need to understand. If you give the fans what they want, they will show up, buddy.
Yeah,
It could be it could be a F5 outside. I'm still coming to see that film.
yeah,
I'm coming to see that film. It does not matter what's happening.
yeah.
So, oh look at and look. I don't know if you must see my recent videos or whatever. I saw Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, buddy, in theaters,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you, it's destroying. If it's the track that it's on, it will be the biggest movie of the year, destroying Superman, Fantastic Four, everything. And that's why anime is king. And these people, dude, if I was a superhero director, I would be copying anime formula. You hear me? You can't go wrong with anime. Anime is destroying everything.
That's why I kind of support the whole if they're gonna do the Snyder stuff, have it DC animated movie for the Snyder thing. Even though like the Snyder fans are saying like live action or nothing, like DC animations like kind of destroyed a lot of Warner Brothers animation stuff in general.
But see, but and uh, and again, I see why they are against the animated situation because true DC fans would know, and true comic book readers know that DC. How many DC has multiverses, so
Yeah,
we can't run away from that. It's
yeah.
in the comics, bro. Deep rooted, bro. There's multiple Supermen, multiple Batmans, multiple dimensions, dude, or whatever, whatnot. That's why they are. That's why they want that boy live action. I've already
Yeah,
made a video saying that, and see, we were just talking about that. I said
yeah.
DC needs to just follow the freaking multiverse.
Are you still there or? Oh, you're good. Hold up.
Yo, yeah, my bad, my bad. There's
Yeah,
some
yeah,
that.
you're good. Yeah,
Yeah, give me. Can you give me 1 second, real quick? I
yeah, we're
gotta
good.
real quick.
All right. Okay, so that was a nice conversation. Okay. Yeah. So it's not a full blown amazing success, but it's um not a flop. That's what I would say. But yeah, pretty cool. It's interesting. You're back?
Yep. Back. Yeah, but yeah, no, and I even heard you just now again, and that's what I want people to understand. It's not a flop.
Yeah.
It's not a flop. It's not a flop, and it's not a big success. It's
Yeah.
in the middle. It is
But
in the
like,
middle.
when people are saying it's like lost money because it had to make like
Nah,
700 or
it didn't. It didn't lose money, but it didn't make a lot of money.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
That's all.
but-
Because you got merchandise, you got
yeah.
all these other things that compared to it. And
Well, the
again,
whole thing when they promoted the whole VOD thing when
yeah,
it
and
like surpassed
either
a lot of
either way, it did
movies.
streaming, and I'm even gonna stream it on my HBO Max tomorrow
Yeah.
because it's gonna be a doozy. Because I'm finally gonna have my sister watch it, and
You,
I'm gonna
you
react
saw
to it with her.
you saw they even added the whole crypto animated thing to it too.
Yeah,
Like in the extras for some reason. They should have added on the extras, but like you have to search it.
dude, I'll be honest with you. That's why I said it's it, bro. It couldn't be me. All I'm saying
Yeah,
is I couldn't have been in James Gunn's position. I would have made the greatest
yeah,
Superman film of all time. That's all I'm saying. It's
yeah.
just like that is. I think that's why people are so just
I think no
divided.
matter what, he would have gotten hate like
Mm-mm.
regardless.
I think and again, like I said, I think if he because he already said that this movie was hard as freak for him to make. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know why it was hard for you, James? Because you don't know Superman as good as you be saying you do. Because if he knew Superman to the T, this movie would have been a hit in the park, but he doesn't know Superman like that. I'm like, dude, just tell the truth. You don't. Stop acting like you do. What he should have done is he should have gotten a team of freaking crazy nerds, and he should have hit up Zack Snyder and be like, "Yo, I just need you to help with the visuals."
I think
And
some of
and
those
what?
writers that was like
What?
with them during that photo
Mm,
shoot thing that they did, like I think they should have
yeah.
helped. You know, the writers of Superman was like with them.
And again, this goes down to ego. Same thing when it came to Zack Snyder as well. Their
Yeah.
ego got in the way, and it cost them. It cost them from making the perfect Superman film. I'm telling you right now, their ego got in the way. They didn't allow other people to come in and help patch it up a little bit, put extra flavor on it. And this is the product you get because you wanted to be an egotistical freak and wanted to say, "Oh no, this is my stuff. This is my vision." Just like
What's your thoughts on if they were gonna actually do the 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 Snyder stuff, like every single aspect of it? What's your thoughts on the whole like Lois Lane being pregnant with like Batman or something, and
bro.
the whole like one like the Amazonians were part Kryptonian and stuff like that? Like like
Honestly,
I think they should
honestly,
have adjusted that. Like if they actually would do that because they adjusted BVS, you know,
uh,
like they
honestly, my take on that is did Zack Snyder say really? Did that come out of Zack Snyder's mouth?
yeah, yeah,
When
like
he,
not his mouth, but like posts that he's been like posting afterwards.
this guy.
Like
First of all, the Amazonians being half Kryptonian, get the freak out of here. No,
yeah.
shut up, Shut your
because
mouth.
he didn't want them to be like full on gods. So like because
No.
he didn't believe in like gods actually existing in that world.
Oh my gosh, bro. You see what happens when you have these directors with so much, they put their ideals and stuff into something that's already the history's already set in
Like
stone. It's
Superman
already
being cucked pretty much, you know?
yeah, like so what? Cause and I wouldn't even really say cuck. You feel me? Cause at least at that point he was dead.
Yeah,
He's
but like
dead.
he did
You know.
she did cheat though, because the whole pregnancy thing, like she was pregnant when he was still alive.
Oh, so they're saying that. So they're saying that her and Batman slept with each other while he was alive.
Yeah, because remember when the drawer she pulled in the drawer and you saw the pregnancy test thing
Yeah.
in that drawer thing, like that the plan was for her to like already like wonder if she's pregnant or not during that time.
And you know what's funny? It's it gives shades. It gives shades of Superman the animated series. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because if people didn't know, Lois kind of seemed like she was a little bit of a hoe, bro. I
Yeah.
don't think people don't understand. See, that's why I give Zack Snyder. He's a sicko, but he's a funny sicko. Because those are innuendos and situations that have existed. Lois Lane did date Batman and Bruce Wayne before, bro. She dated him before. So it's like that. It's not out the realm of possibility. You know how much cheating goes on. But I get what. But the thing to say is, you don't want. I don't want to see that in my superhero content.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need to see all that. Infidelity and all that crap.
They
Like,
could
dude,
have like did like
don't
kind
do
of
that.
them being flirty a little bit, but like full on cheating, that's kind of
Nah, bro, that's not. We ain't doing that here. That's why I'm like, and I,
especially like the full on cheating without like any protection or any like thing that prevent.
Johnny, I'm gonna tell you right now, buddy. That's just the world we living in, bro. Don't nobody wear condoms no more. Everybody having a blast out here. That don't
Yeah,
exist.
but in the perspective of like
Yeah, trying to be Heidi about, Heidi, no, that's not happening. No. They're just going for it. That's why I said Zack Snyder and James Gunn, they have a very weird, peculiar mind. They both do.
yeah,
They're just very weird people, bro. Like
yeah.
the things that they say and they do and all that other good stuff.
One
I'm
thing
like,
I for
bro,
sure, one thing I for sure really want because it's like it's been like 20 years. Like they're planning on it, like considering it throughout 20 years. Like 20 years ago, and then like 10 years later, and then something like. You heard that they were planning originally for Michael Bay to direct a Lobo movie, all the way from 20 years ago.
that'd have been sick.
Yeah, so like that,
I don't care.
like that's the one thing I really want to happen because Michael Bay, like he's not good at like some movies, but that specific type of movie, he's perfect for, you know?
Bro, here's the thing. Michael Bay and Zack Snyder are the same. They're the same. They're literally the
Yeah,
same. Their action is epic as freak, but the script is just like, what the freak? What is
yeah,
this? It's like you sweep you. Here's the thing: a script could be so bad, but the action is so good that you kind of sweep it under the rug. You don't care because you're like, yo, this action is everything. That's worth the price of admission. That was the problem that I had with Superman.
yeah,
Superman's script wasn't this is James Gunn weakest. This Superman is James Gunn's weakest film. I don't give a freak
yeah.
what
And the
nobody says.
writing, yeah,
It is his
definitely the writing.
weakest film. Not even just the writing, the execution.
Yeah,
He lacked in all areas that I know he could do good in.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
again, dude, I
I
don't
think
know
he
if
was
people
just
understand this,
trying
bro.
to really play it safe, you
And
know?
I think, yeah, see, you said it, and that was the problem. I think he tried to please everyone. And when you please everyone, you please no one. You
Yeah.
should have went for a specific angle and just run with it. Just run with it because it's like, first,
I
and
think
again,
Edgar Wright doing Adam would be kind of funny because Edgar Wright was the original like thought of to write the original Ant-Man. So him doing
yeah,
Adam would kind of
bro. And again, I'll tell you this right now, Johnny. I promise you, bro. If this, I promise you, dude. If the suit, I'm telling
yeah,
you.
the suit that
I'm
definitely
telling you
needs to
right
change.
now. I'm telling
Yeah.
you right now, bro. If the suits were fire, The suits alone and the scores, if the scores were godly and the suits were godly, this movie would be perfect to me.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
again, and if the action scenes were godly, the script, that's why I said you have to equal out and understand what's going to be the weakest and strongest parts in your films. Mother freaker, if that score's epic, check. The suits are epic, check. The action is godly, check. You get me? Um, so the script can lack. Who cares? But the problem with Superman is the script lacked, the suits lack. I don't care if the Justice Gang is a part of Maxwell Lord's industries or whatever. Their suits are trash. The suits, they're just ugly. They're ugly jumpsuits.
yeah.
They're just not that good. That's the point, you know. And then Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner wig. I know it's supposed to look ugly, but it just looks so funny and cringe. It's like whatever. So not only is the script kind of lacking, the suits are garbage, and again, if you, I don't know if you cried watching this movie. I don't know if you did, Johnny,
I
but
didn't cry like, but like it was like the
I,
definitely sad moments kind of like hit, but like the joke like right, not right after, but like little too soon. But I disagree that it was like completely right after, whereas like most people are saying like, oh, it was a joke then, but like it was a little too soon, but definitely not right after
yeah,
then.
because what I won't say, because even in my out of the theater reaction and review that I did, I wouldn't say I didn't really mainly go for it and said that it was right after. I just said, dude, it was just too much. It was too much jokes for a Superman film.
Yeah,
And that's again, that's what I feared. I feared James was gonna do this. I'm not saying to not have any jokes in it. Sprinkle the jokes in there. Sprinkle it. But not just have flat out jokes in there.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, dude, this is Superman. I don't think people understand that the Superman the animated series, which is again the best Superman medium of all time. It's just the best Superman content ever. And in the Superman animated series, there were very little jokes. That show was serious.
yeah,
There was no jokes like that up in there. And that's the Superman that we all want. I don't care what nobody says. He is the perfect pinnacle of what Superman we want. Even I remember, dude, even the episode where and I know you remember that police officer. I think his name was something Turnip.
yeah,
Um the police officer who Darkseid killed evaporated his ass.
yeah,
I said, bro, this show got real quick. The show is not a joke. And when Superman went to go visit his grave and said, he was the bravest of us all, and then you see Superman cry, you feel me? It's like, dude, I'm like, why didn't we get anything like that in this film, bro? Just like how I don't know if you remember the comic strip of the Superman story. I think that
yeah,
was All Star Superman comic book to where the chick was about to commit,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say it, YouTube. But she was about to commit you know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
then Superman comes in and stops her, talks to her. I'm like, why didn't we see any like James? I'm like, I thought to expect to see something like that.
Yeah.
The not the corny, oh, swoop you up. Oh, just breathe, man. Breathe.
Yeah,
And then he flies off and then he saves the squirrel. I'm like, you're just throwing in Superman tropes without any substance. He saves the squirrel, he saves the lady. He ate the guy's food who Lex Luthor blew his brains out. And even in that aspect, it's so weird to me to think that Superman and that Lex Luthor is gonna have to work together and team up in the next film. When I just saw
yeah,
you blow somebody's brains out in front of my freaking face, you think I'm
yeah.
gonna want to team up with you, you sick freak? Like, dude.
It
And
kind of I would say it kind of depends if they're gonna still have.
tension.
That's what
I
I
know there's
think.
gonna be
And
tension,
wish
and it's gonna be
it,
good,
like Supergirl and stuff. So then it shows like like time has like
bro.
passed through. Like that's my only assumption would be
Man,
like
dude, Man of
in
Tomorrow is already
between that
shaping
could
up.
happen.
Man
Yeah,
of Tomorrow is already shaping up to be
yeah,
the Avengers level of DC. And you know what gets me too? What I get really pissed off about is
yeah,
people were always saying, and I want to even see what your take on this, because the double standards and the fandom needs to be stopped. It's
Yeah.
either you got, it's like you're either a Snyder cultist or a Gun
Yeah.
gooner.
Yeah.
You're a Gun gooner or you're a Snyder cultist. You can't be in the middle. You can't tell the truth on both ends. The truth of the matter is people were so mad when it came to BVS because they're saying, "Oh man, he's rushing it. BVS rushed everything. They rushed the Justice League." But you got James Gunn rushing the crap in the first film.
Yeah.
He's rushing all these heroes, all this, all that, all this setup. So he's rushing, but no one's criticizing him. It's peak cinema because you
Yeah.
can't take James Gunn's cock out of your mouth and be honest about what's happening. He did rush this film low key with all these characters and everything going on. This
Yeah.
movie should have been circulated around Lois Lane, Clark slash Superman, Lex Luthor, and Ultraman. You feel me? Honestly, at that point, the engineer was just there to decode that message. She had
Yeah.
nothing to do in this film. Nothing. Get her out of here. That's all that you were here for. I, I'm this is what I promise you, bro. This is who should have been in this film, Johnny.
Mhm.
To me speaking,
Yeah.
this film should have, and I don't mind the Daily Planet, but
Yeah.
but that Jimmy stuff, that was not. It was kind of funny to me. All right, he ha ha, but it kind of overstayed its welcome. I'm like, I get it. He pulls chicks. Move on. Can we move, please?
Yeah. Definitely.
Some
Yeah.
of some of it was funny, but now it's not funny anymore because he's taking up precious time to build all the other bigger characters. Move him out the way. This is just stupid. So this is what
I kind of think it was because of the criticism of the Snyder stuff where they killed off Jimmy Olsen. I think that's partially why they did that. I'm not saying it's right for him to do that. But I think that was one of the reasonings of that.
and I understand that, and it was fun. It was nice to see Jimmy get his shine, but yet again, you did too much.
Yeah.
Fine.
Like I said, I'm not like
Yeah,
defending that. But I'm just saying the explanation why they might have done
because
that.
and because I love the guy they got playing Jimmy Olsen. I really do.
Yeah.
He seemed like a cool guy. I think his name is Skylar Gassando, whatever his name
Yeah.
is. I think I
Hmm.
got it right. But yeah, he seems like a cool guy. He's the perfect Jimmy. And I
Yeah.
like the aspect of him and the back and forth him and Clark had and whatever. But I was like, all right, cool. He gets the ladies. He meets up with Tessmacher. And dude, don't get me started on Eve Tessmacher in this film. Oh my gosh, dude. I don't see how Lex Luthor has his girlfriend taking pictures of all. Listen, if you're in the Lex Luthor
Yeah.
corporation, I better see your phones better be, in the locker
Yeah.
type of job. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be, I'm not gonna have my, girlfriend, let alone any of my workers, have
Yeah.
access to their phone knowing that I'm a genocidal maniac or that I have evil plans. You feel me?
Yeah.
You wouldn't even be able to bring your phone in here. And what irritated me too with that part as well, when Eve sent those pictures to Jimmy,
He didn't
you know,
instantly like figure it out. Like,
not
he,
even that, because you remember the part where Ultraman is sitting right there, Johnny.
yeah,
Ultraman is sitting right there. He has
yeah,
super hearing. He should have been heard her speaking to Jimmy and heard her about to say, "Oh, I'm gonna send you this real quick." They
yeah,
like you. They Lex Luthor and Ultraman took too long to pull her out that little closet. I'm like, yo, what are we doing here, bro? It's just,
yeah,
the writing was just not as good as I expected it to be from James Gunn.
yeah,
You feel me?
definitely, yeah,
I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I get it. He wanted it to be a comic booky movie, but people need to understand that comic booky doesn't always translate goody on a filming.
yeah,
People don't understand that the comic books has had terrible storylines. They've
yeah,
had stupid things happen. Just because it's in the comic book doesn't mean it should be done in live action or it's going to make sense or seem sensible in a live action format. That's my thing. Don't even get me started, bro, at the beginning of the film, bro. Don't get me started because the beginning of the film, I was like, dude, it'd have been, dude. I bet you if you saw this movie with me in the theater, bro, you'd have been cracking up because you would have seen my expressions watching this movie. And let me also say this, because I don't think people understand that I spent almost $500 on this film to $400 because of all the merchandise and clothes that I bought, and all the marketing, the free marketing I was giving this film. Firstly, dead ass. I was so for this film, and I paid what 40, almost 40 something dollars for the freaking Amazon Prime early screening ticket. So I invested a good portion of my life in this film. So
Yeah,
I had every right to feel how I felt watching this film, because my expectations at a certain degree and how much I invested in this film, I just felt like, well, damn. Like I said all these things and I did all this for the film to be, decent, but not
yeah,
like good
yeah,
in my eyes. Because here, even when the movie started, I was kind of like, that didn't make sense. Even when the movie started, because if
yeah,
you remember when the movie started, you see Superman get slammed into the ice, right?
yeah,
So my question is, did Superman just fly into? Did he fly into the ice himself, or did the Hammer, aka Ultraman, toss his ass on the ground and just flew off? Like, what? Like, or was he just trying to fly home fast, so fast to get help that he just fell into the ground because he was weak and beaten and battered?
yeah.
Is my
That's
question.
why I assumed because he would land right at the spot. So that's why I assumed he was hurt, but like
Yeah.
hurt enough to like fall down, but he was strong enough to actually get close to it.
See, and then
That's what I would assume.
and then Batman 235. I already read his comment too. He said maybe you shouldn't have put your expectations super high. Like, how, bro?
Yeah,
Like, so you're telling me I was raised off of the Dark Knight, Lord of the Rings epic films, that I had my expectations high and they either met my expectations or blew it out the water. So you're telling me I don't have a right to have high expectations for a Superman film created by James Gunn, aka the CEO? Do you know how hard
yeah,
that was for me not to do? Come on, bro. And and again, I still lowered my so let me go back to what I was saying. I just had to
yeah,
read that because so
yeah,
many people told so many people keep telling me, well, maybe you shouldn't have your expectations high. I'm like, wow, bro. So this is where we're at film. So to where I can't
yeah.
have a certain expectations for the movies that I'm paying to watch, that I've been doing for decades. Come on, bro. No. But let me continue. So, yeah, and also here's my other question when it comes to even the beginning, Johnny.
Mhm.
So you're telling me he's fighting. This is my problem. One of my main problems. So he's fighting a clone of himself, right? And a lot of people said this. Shouldn't they have stated, or shouldn't, when Lex revealed to him that yes, when Ultraman finally took his mask off, and David sees that it's a clone.
Mhm.
How? Oh, oh my gosh! Even me saying this kind of irritates me.
How did he not
Oh,
already know?
at least did because we all know, if you're a true Superman fan, you know that he can't see through lead.
Yeah.
He can't see through lead. So what is so?
I think Lex should have said that it was like a lead mask or something.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you. You need, with this type of writing, you need to make sure that you retrace all of your steps, because a sensible Superman fan would say, well, how the freak did he not use his X-ray vision to see him and see that that's me? That's a clone.
yeah.
Unless they didn't state that, oh, his suit is lead. So you're telling me his Hammer of Baravia suit is made of lead and his Ultraman suit is lead?
I would say unless it's just the suit because I think the suit is in like he was wearing the suit inside the suit, so like that would be the only thing I would say.
Exact. So the Ultraman suit, and again, you see, that's not good that we have to guess. That
Yeah,
we have to guess that it wasn't
yeah,
a.
I agree with them.
So
Yeah,
now it's like, because remember, Ultraman was wearing his Ultraman suit within the Boravian suit, or
yeah,
Boravia, whatever the freak hammer suit.
yeah,
So I'm guessing that the Ultraman suit has lead in it.
Yeah,
so he's not able to see. And we're
yeah,
just gonna go off guessing now. But that's
yeah,
I don't think that's good writing. But
yeah.
whatever,
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
that's just me. Because again, I'm a writer. I do these things. So
But one thing
also,
James Gunn has above the Snyder thing was definitely the Lex Luthor thing because that
yeah,
Jesse Eisenberg Lex
bro,
Luthor.
don't even bring that. Don't even bring him up. Don't you dare. That's what.
Well, here's my take. I keep seeing that like a YouTuber named Mr. Phenom keeps saying that he's
Yeah,
his son. What's
yeah.
your thought
That
on
wasn't
that?
even
Because
and true. Exactly. That's one thing that we have to remember and give. I gotta give it to Zach. Zach is. That's
yeah,
why I said Zach is a very weird, crafty mother. He's a crafty guy, because
yeah,
that is not Lex. That's Lex
yeah,
Luthor's son.
yeah,
So I'm like, damn. So it's like y'all. As much as people say, well, we got a bad Lex in BVS. Well, you idiot. That's not Lex. That's his
yeah,
son. So it's like now you can't even use that excuse. So that makes sense why he was acting so weird and immature, because that's Lex's son,
yeah,
not the Lex Luthor.
yeah,
Which again, I love. I do give credit to Zach for being different. At
yeah,
least he gave us a different creative take.
yeah.
And but I'll still say this to this day. You know what I'm saying, from watching the film. Nicholas Holt still obliterated the role as Lex Luthor. I still think he did
Uh,
a beautiful job. It's just I feel like the writing that James Gunn did for his Lex kind of didn't serve him much favors, but he still did good with what he had. And I loved how he acted as Lex, as like a maniacal robot with no emotions really. And he was just a scientifical, like, maniac. He was just like, dude, I'll kill whoever knows you because, I want to destroy you. So, it is what it is. I want to break you down
oh,
because if
and
you think
speaking,
about it,
yeah,
Lex could have killed him easily.
yeah.
He could have been killed him plenty of times. But but my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I don't know if you're gonna say
All right.
anything.
Oh, yeah. Going back on the whole Lex Junior thing. Two things that was kind of weird is it's the early stages of Superman, so I think having the other Lex would have been cool too. And I'd
Exactly.
also say like his having Lex Junior's like Lex Luthor's sister to show up, that would be interesting. I kind of wanted them to expand more of the Lex Luthor thing if they're gonna do the whole
Dude.
Lex Junior stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you mean when it came to BVS?
Yeah, yeah. They should have had like let Lex Luthor's like sister to show up, like
And it's funny. I always keep forgetting that he does have a sister
yeah,
because again, she doesn't get brought up enough. She
yeah.
really doesn't get brought up enough to be real.
Because after Lex Corp, it becomes L Corp because the Lana Luthor
Mm-hmm.
situation, and
Yep.
that'll be cool. And I think Lex Junior also has a brother, but it's like a half brother.
Yeah.
So like that's
I.
what interests me. If they're gonna do a whole Lex Junior thing, they should have just went all out.
You know,
Kind of
because and also, and going to the beginning of the Superman film, when it
yeah.
comes to James Gunn, it's like the way that I see it. When it came to the beginning of the part, oh my gosh, you got Batman 235. He's singing the "You Got a Friend in Me" in the chat. You weird motherfreaker. So basically, like even in the beginning, I want to get
Yeah.
a clear explanation on what you think on this, but everything with like that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
when it comes to when Superman and Ultraman were fighting the first time, right? And he loses. So my question is, this is where I kind of draw the line to a
Yeah.
certain degree.
Hmm.
No. Nah, Batman 235. I saw his other comment. You're not weird
Yeah.
because you like Toy Story. I love Toy Story. I just it's just singing the song in the comments, bro. It just kills me. I love Toy Story. Freak. Dude, I had a Buzz and Woody toy when I was young, so I can't even. I can't say that,
but they're definitely milking the franchise though.
bro.
Toy Story 5, really?
Bro. Toy Story, Toy Story should have ended at Toy Story 3, and I'll
Yeah,
forever say that.
3.
And that's it.
And it's funny because it seems like they're making fun of the whole like tablet kid, but like
Yes,
Disney's
bro.
the reason why tablet kids exist.
Oh my gosh, bro.
You get what I'm saying? Like Disney's the reason why parents give them tablets to like Disney Plus, you know? So why are you making fun of your like almost core audience?
It's wild, dude. But but back to the Ultraman and Superman fight. Here's
Yeah.
my thing. Here's my problem.
Hmm.
So you're telling me that Ultraman beat this man to a bloody pulp, right?
Hmm.
Now, last time I checked, isn't Superman damn near invulnerable to anything except kryptonite, right?
He's because I look at like a lot of different things. He's more it's not completely invulnerable. It's like a person that's like far stronger or equal to kind of matches up with him. It's kind of like kryptonite's more of a the original Superman thing kind of explains like it's more of a allergic reaction over just a weakness. So I would say being vulnerable would be more like magic. Magic would probably be to humans would probably be fire,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And then being vulnerable to like punches would probably be a thing where it's like a person it's like a bodybuilder punching a firefighter, you know?
Cause that's I'll tell you that right now, dude. That irked me. That irked me in
Yeah,
the theater because I thought that they would be using kryptonite a lot in this film
yeah,
because I get that he does take damage, but to see Superman bleeding without the use of kryptonite
yeah,
is a
yeah,
problem for me.
yeah,
This man shouldn't be bleeding like that unless kryptonite is involved.
yeah.
He could have lost the fight fine, but this man out here bleeding, broken ribs,
One
ruptured
thing I kind of
spleen.
think would be
I was like,
cool is if Cersei was something somewhat involved because that was like magic and like that's he's vulnerable to magic.
facts.
If Cersei had something to do with something because Cersei was in the previous thing and that could like connect it pretty well, you know?
Okay, I'm gonna stop reading the comments because yeah, all right, I'm not even read the comments anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, but here's the thing. Yes, I like the Cersei. Yes, and now see, it would have been cool to also. I'm like, if you're gonna go full, if you're gonna go full like character eccentric as well,
Yeah.
it would have still been kind of cool to see like a creature commando here and there in
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, well, damn, that's pretty dope. You feel me? Especially like
I would
for
say
Cersei.
replace Hawk Girl with the Creature Commando character.
Okay, Batman 235. You're very weird at this point, so I'm gonna just and you're trolling, so I'm just gonna stay out the comments, so whatever. And I get it. I get it. I see you got the James Gunn Superman profile pic, so
Yeah.
as your profile pic, so I already see what type of person you are. I'm not even gonna
Yeah.
keep looking. So when it comes to that, I it's just kind of sad that it just feels like Ultraman, a Lex Luthor clone created by Superman's hair, beat his ass that bad. That's literally what that means. So this man, this man Lex Luthor has the brain of a god. So he took his hair and created a clone that was more stronger than him. That's what I get from that.
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's kind of like so
You saw
yes, it's kind of
an interview saying that he called it Luthor Corp because he wanted to open it up to have his dad show up, Lex Luthor's dad to show up at some point.
oh, and what in BVS?
No, in James Gunn Superman. They,
Oh,
they they
really?
called, they called it Luthor Corp because an interview saying James Gunn said he called it Luthor Corp to make it like open it up for Lex Luthor's dad to show up at some point and have a reasoning why his dad would hate him too.
Wait, you mean Lex Luthor's dad?
Yeah, that's
Or
why it's
what?
called Luthor Corp.
So what? He's thinking about bringing his dad in?
He said he it opened up for it. Like he said he might not and might, you know.
You know, I that would also been cool to see more. It would also been cool to see more Lex Luthor stuff be revealed in the movie. Honestly, like a little bit more. I want to see backstory on Lex Luthor. Actually, that'd have been pretty dope, man. Because I know in the comics they did say that he offed his own parents, like for extra insurance money. So, but yeah, I think that'd have been cool if they basically dug in some more stuff when it came to that.
Yeah, like I think that would be interesting just to like bring up like pretty much that kind of thing. I think if they did that with Man of Tomorrow, that'd be cool, you know?
Yeah, I wanted to see. Yeah, I think, and I. That's why I know Man of Tomorrow is gonna mainly be. I could see it being more of a Lex Luthor film instead of a
Hmm.
Superman film,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be again. Man of Tomorrow sounds like it's gonna be like an Avengers level film because you know Lobo's gonna be in there,
yeah.
Supergirl's gonna be in there, possibly you already know probably Peacemaker's gonna be in there. All these characters probably do. Creature Commandos might even show up in there. Freak. So it's gonna be a heavy filled
And I'm
film.
wondering if they're gonna pull the whole that like kind of sort of Deadpool aspect where it's kind of rated R, but it's open
No,
for like
no.
family, but it's I don't know.
I do not. I don't think they need to go that route because again, it like
Well,
I
at
don't know
least
what.
really close to like towards the end of PG-13, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-mm. I don't think that's a good because it's like, dude,
Because Birds
we
of
don't
Prey was
need.
like barely rated R. You know, it could have easily been PG-13.
Yeah, it's like keep it in the realm of Infinity War Endgame. That none of that
Yeah,
was rated R stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it
yeah,
and it
yeah,
still it made billions. Like stop. Like don't try to be so different that you're edgy now. Like stop with the
yeah,
edgy bull crap. Like keep the rated R for the rated R characters.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. That's
I
why it's
get it.
gonna
Yeah,
even people are talking about the cameos for Peacemaker. If I see Superman show up in Peacemaker, it's still gonna be very weird to me. It's gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
highly weird. I don't care what nobody freaking says, bro. It's Superman doesn't belong in no rated R world. Like, stop. Get him. And even David Cornswet said he wants to do a rated R project. I'm like, David, stop the bull crap. Stop the BS.
I kind
Because,
of think he's mainly saying that just to
bruh,
like get some like points up, you know?
I guess, bro. No, but still, that's why I said, it's funny how people say, Zack Snyder didn't have any respect for Superman, but hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. It looked like James Gunn don't have the same amount of respect for him as well. You put him in these situations, bro. You don't put Superman in no way, ain't no way in hell. Superman is gonna have any rated R activity around his watch. It's not happening. It's not happening. I think the only thing that'd be funny is to see now look if there was a movie where Lobo and Superman had to work together. Basically, remember like the animated series show
Yeah.
when they had to work together to get out of the collector's ship.
Yeah,
That was funny.
even the Man of Tomorrow movie, the animated movie, that's
Yes,
like similar
yes.
to that, yeah, too.
And I already made a video on it, and I said, dude, I said if they copy that animated film, I'm gonna be pissed. Do not do that because that is so lame and that's so uncreative. Really, it
Hmm.
is. But I can see them doing that because you're basically just copying that movie. That's what you're doing. So whatever. But my also, and again, I was gonna say my gripe as well with the beginning of the movie for Superman is like after he got healed You know, after he got healed up, and he's like, I got to get back in the fourth, Ray. You know, like I'm all right, cool. And riddle me this, bro. It's like you remember the part where he takes off, right?
Hmm.
He takes off. He flies out the fortress because he's gonna go back to fight the Hammer, right? And the robot said, "Superman, you're only at what 80% full power." Is that what he said? 80%, 84%,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, it's fine. I gotta get back to the fortress." He flies off, right? And when he's flying off, lo and behold, who was below him?
Yeah. Engineer. Yeah.
How the freak did he not see her? Stop the cap, dude. It's like use common sense.
Yeah.
You see, this woman is walking to your home, to the fortress, and you gonna tell me with your epic godly vision, you ain't see this woman in black, where it's all blue ice, a black speck, walking towards your home. Stop the bull crap. That is terrible writing.
Yeah.
No one can defend that. But yet people will defend it because they worship James Gunn. And all these people, all those subscribers that I lost, I'm glad I lost him. If you're a
Yeah.
James Gunn worshiper, subscribe to my channel. Unsubscribe right now. Get the freak out. Because y'all don't get mad when I criticize Zack, but when I criticize James Gunn, you get mad because I'm attacking your Messiah. So you can get the freak out of my channel right now.
Yeah.
Whoever's watching. Because I'm not a Snyder cultist, and I'm not a gun gooner. I'm a person who likes good, real, authentic film,
Yeah.
masterclass, like art. Treat it like art. I'm not saying it needs to be perfection, but don't insult my intelligence. I feel like that part you insulted my intelligence. I'm like, so you're telling me Superman did not see this woman walking to his home while he's flying to fight the Hammer again?
I would kind of say if they've fixed the editing not being like really
Stupid.
cheesy for the original Hulk movie, that might actually be one of the movies that's like, oh, it's like really deep and everything if they fix the really crazy cheesy editing.
Oh,
You
you
know what
said
I mean?
for the Hulk
The original
movie?
Hulk movie.
Are you talking about with
Because
Eric Bana?
yeah, it had a lot of like character study and all that stuff, but like
Bro,
that editing was really bad. That
I
like it
understand. Yeah,
messed
the editing
everything
was
up.
just it was all over the place. It was like
Yeah.
straight up comic book editing. You
But
remember
if
you
it
could
was
see
like a
the part.
realistic editing,
Hmm.
it would have done a lot
Yo,
better.
I don't care what nobody says. Still to this day, that is the greatest depiction of the Hulk ever. I don't care what
Yeah.
nobody says. That is the Hulk through and through. That is
The whole
him.
that father and son aspect was like
I
really
loved it. I
crazy with
loved
that
it.
door.
Cause that's exactly how abusive his dad is. His dad's a maniac. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I love that movie, bro. It's
Yeah.
cheesy. That movie is a straight up guilty pleasure. I still get that movie
Yeah.
an A+, just because how they
It feels,
displayed.
but you kind of agree that if it was like really good, like normal editing, it
Yes.
would have.
Mhm. It
Yeah.
was just all over the place. That's all. I understand, but yeah, but I wanted to see what you wanted to say about that, man. I want to switch it up on. I don't want you to
Yeah.
switch it up on me, man. So like, what did you think about that part when you saw it in the theater? Were you thinking the same thing, or were you just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, there
definitely.
she
It was
is?
weird. Like I think definitely
Like,
even the first time I saw it it was weird. I think they could have had Eve Tessmacher do that. You know?
well, dude, like, Johnny, to me, it doesn't matter who it is. Why
Yeah,
didn't Superman fly down and say, "Who the freak are you?" You
yeah,
know, while he was flying,
yeah.
get away from
But
my
but
home.
yeah,
Like,
but that's what I'm saying. I was just thinking of like alternate things. Like I think
yeah,
he wouldn't have like been really confused if it was like a random person that he didn't know, like Eve Tessmacher, like wearing like a
bro.
white suit. You know?
Nah, bro. I still think that's the thing. Nobody should be out there. No one
Yeah,
has
yeah,
ever been out there. And the
yeah,
fact that the first time in history that I'm about to fight this dude who beat my ass again, and I'm flying out to fight him, and all of a sudden I see some weird woman.
yeah,
It's dude, I don't. There's not gonna just be no. If it was Eve Tessmacher or the engineer. To myself, me being Superman, why the hell is this random woman by herself walking in the middle of the Arctic? towards my home. There's no one around. That's odd. You feel me? That's just weird behavior. And I would have flew right back down and say, "Lady, who the hell are you? You feel me? You're walking too close to my crib. You better get out." Like that part just really irked me. It's just like, dude, don't insult my intelligence, James. Please don't do this. And you know what also got me, dude, when I was watching this movie in the theater, dude, is when they do the reveal of who the Hammer is. I was so pissed. I was so pissed, bro. I was like, dude, all these speculation videos that I made talking about who the Hammer could be, and you just turn right around and just show me that it's the same person. It's Ultraman.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, how lame is that, sir? That is lame.
yeah.
That's just I couldn't, man. I was like, bro, it's just like, and this is, and that's what I was gonna say earlier. The enemies for this movie could have easily been, because I don't care what nobody says, Ultraman felt like Bizarro. Ultraman was basically Bizarro. That's who he was.
Yeah,
It was the Superman clone that Lex Luthor controlled. That is Bizarro. You took Ultraman, that is actually a dope, extra dimensional Superman, evil Superman, and you put him in this film with the traits of Bizarro. You know what I mean? That's so it's like you kind of killed two villains with one stone. I think in my head, this movie's villain should have easily been Metallo and Bizarro or Parasite or whoever. I think that Metamorpho as well should have had more of an important role. You know what I mean? Because this dude could create kryptonite out of his body. You would have thought that Lex Luthor would have had him in maximum security. You get me?
yeah,
Why would you have a metahuman who can create the very material that weakens your arch nemesis, you know?
yeah.
Why would you have him in the same, like why would you have him so easily uh escapable? He should have been maximum security. I'm talking like, I don't know. And just I know that Lex Luthor makes dumb decisions, but he don't really make Lex Luthor makes very few dumb decisions. He's always
Yeah.
on point unless he's not. And I kind of I get it, but it's just, I don't know, man. That's why I said
I
it.
I think what would be kind of cool, like to make it like a little bit more interesting. Like you said, the whole Ultraman just being a clone of Superman was a little boring. What would have been cool is like saying that he's like a clone of a Kryptonian, and then revealing it was like Supergirl's clone, like a clone of Supergirl instead. So to make like, because Supergirl like kind of showed up like randomly at the end,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah,
like non-expected, no lead up to it. I think the lead up could have been Ultraman was Supergirl's like clone, and like probably not, and name it Ultraman, so then it's kind of misleading a little bit. You know what I mean?
I don't think he should have again, and I don't. So because here's my thing as well. Even the fight, even the ending fight with him fighting Ultraman,
Yeah,
it's funny just how he turns on and off Superman's traits. You get what I'm saying? I did
yeah,
not like that. He's
yeah.
fighting Ultraman, beating his
My issue
ass.
was like it seemed like he was smarter than he was showing up to be. Like he said he's like dumb, but like how did he do that whole speech about Barovia? You know, him being
He
the
told
hammer of Barovia and all that stuff.
because
Like how did he talk like that?
you know how they explain that. They explain that basically saying, I guess that was a pre-recorded, because that could have been a pre-recorded message that
Yeah,
Lex Luthor played in the suit.
yeah.
So he's really not talking. So I kind of get that. Besides that,
He
my
said
biggest
like he said copy whenever he said on your 5 o'clock, and he said copy. So he responded to,
facts. All right, yeah, exactly. All right, see now you just now see now you're gonna piss me off more. You see, because now you make sense. Because he said, yeah, on your 5 o'clock, and he's like, copy. So he knows. So so why so why when Superman was fighting him at the end of the ending fight, the final fight, Ultraman wasn't saying anything,
Yeah,
but you just said copy earlier. So obviously he's smart enough to talk,
yeah,
especially. But my thing is, I don't like how they turn on and off Superman's traits. So you're telling me that Superman is fighting this clone. He's fighting a clone of himself, beating his ass. You know, or he was, well, he was getting his ass beat. He had to ask Crypto for help, kind of a little
yeah,
bit. So you're telling me that Superman didn't attempt. I don't like the fact that he didn't even attempt to try to talk to him. You
yeah,
get
yeah,
me?
yeah.
Superman don't operate like that. He can honestly see he would have been more compassionate because he's like, all right, it's a clone being controlled. He
And,
probably doesn't have
and he
any
did
will.
talk to engineer when he'll like put him
You
down.
don't have to do this.
Yeah.
You don't. But Ultraman, you just want to kill this motherfucker. You didn't. You're not even. See, but Johnny, you're getting down when I'm picking up because you're
Yeah,
saying he talked to engineer, but you didn't even try to compromise with Ultraman.
yeah,
You didn't say. You didn't say. Do you have a name? Is Lex control? Is Lex hurting you? Or stop. Let's stop fighting, please. We don't have to fight. That stuff that Superman would say.
yeah,
But yet you turn off his traits at the end of the film just to make him just to what to make him look badass and have them fight.
yeah,
But he kind of made Superman look like a savage at the end, which the again I don't care what nobody says. The difference between that fight and the fight that Henry had with Zod is when Henry's Superman was pleading with Zod, telling him to stop. You know, he's like, stop, please. But in this aspect, with David Superman, he ain't saying nothing. They're fighting. He throws him in a black hole, assuming that he kills him. He didn't even try to reason with him. He didn't try to save him. And,
mm,
and that's what I could see the difference was in that aspect. Because you remember Henry told Zod, he's like, please stop. And he's like, never. That
yeah.
motherfucker said never. So all right, so I'm at so he snaps his neck. So in in
Sorry
those
about that.
aspects, no, you're good. And in those aspects, I'm just like, so do you see that kind of
Yeah,
differentiation on how that's why I'm like, you don't understand Superman, bro. You don't, because
yeah,
your Superman again is fighting. You're telling me that Superman could save a clone of himself? What did Superman do in the animated series with Bizarro?
yeah,
Him and Bizarro became, like, you would say, like, buddies for a minute. He helped
yeah,
him. He put him on a planet. He made sure he was cool. He wasn't dead set on destroying him.
yeah,
So when Jameson says he understands Superman, no, the freak you don't, because you turn his traits off and then you turn them on when it's convenient. I mean, am I speaking out my ass or am I telling the truth? Like I don't
mm.
know if I'm speaking too much facts.
Yeah, yeah.
You, di-
I agree.
you didn't
I'm kind of
like
yeah. Mhm.
you didn't allow David Superman to feel sympathetic towards this clone who's obviously just fighting for a cause that he never had a choice in. Try to save him or try to reason with him. If the clone was if he at least said, "Let me help you," and the clone was like, "No, I will kill everyone."
Yeah,
All right, then fine. All right, finish him. Finish him. There's no saving. You feel me, Johnny? Like, say, no,
yeah.
there's no saving him. End him. But he didn't even try to reason with him. But you reasoned with engineer. That's stupid. So you reason with engineer, but you don't reason with Ultraman due to the script being bad.
Yeah,
Doing due to the script not being that good on that aspect.
yeah,
That's see certain little things like that. Only a writer's mind can pick up. The
yeah.
basic casual fan is just like, this is peak. This is peak, bro. This is peak. I'm like, okay, it's peak, but that doesn't make sense. That Superman wouldn't do that. Oh, shut up! You're a Snyder cultist. That's the
You,
amount of brain power that these people have.
you
Period.
saw that some people had the um had some trouble about the whole court scene of the BVS, I think.
Bro, even I
Like,
had trouble. Even I had trouble with that. Yes, of
yeah, like
course.
he could have saved people and all that stuff, and he knew that there was a bomb because his eyes moved around,
Well, his
all
eyes.
that.
Well, I would say this. People need to understand too that his eyes moved. As soon as his eyes moved at the seat, it exploded. For that split second, he only realized it within the split second. If he would have tried to fly, it's the fact that he looked and didn't move. You feel
Yeah,
me? You looked, but you didn't even attempt to try to, you know what I'm saying, like thrash him through the wall to try to move him away, move the explosion. If he would have tried, the thing is that he found out too late, but he didn't react. That and again for me, and I even put that in. I even made a video on that. I said that's bad writing.
yeah.
And the fact of the matter also is, even after the explosion happened, he looked like he just didn't care. Like, you would think that he would have fell on his knees wailing and crying because he couldn't save these people that just blew, that incinerated in front of his face. That is what Superman would do.
And he was just standing there, like he didn't make sure if anyone was like dead or
Well,
not. Like he assumed
well,
everyone was dead.
yeah. Well, it's not assuming. He can see their hearts. He
Yeah,
knew that they were dead. You feel me? He could see through. He could see through walls and stuff, bro. He could
yeah.
see that their hearts are gone. He could see they're incinerated. That's why he didn't react because he's like, well, they're dead. That's how he act like. Oh, they're dead. So that's why he didn't really care to look because he can visibly see hearts beating, through their chest. So if there ain't no hearts, a motherfuckers is dead. So he just
Like
did. He just did.
isn't it weird that he reacted more to killing Zod than like that whole building being?
Exactly. Again, flaws. And that's what I want to keep telling people. I'm not a Snyder cultist. James Gunn's Superman has flaws. Zack Snyder's Superman has flaws.
Yeah.
The only perfect Superman that exists is the animated series Superman, or even
And people have the issue of the tornado because Clark Kent should have saved the dog instead of the dad.
no, the dog was saved. The dad got the dog out of it. The dog ran
No,
out.
no, I know, but people are saying that like Clark should have went instead the dad because the dad was going to it,
Oh, you
and
mean
then
when he
Clark would have
told? You mean when
survived.
he? Uh, exact. Yeah, dude. Again, there's two ways they could have done this. Clark could have been like, "Dad, take mom, go." You feel me? I'm the indestructible guy.
Yeah,
But he obviously, the dad didn't want. That would have still seen. People would have still seen that the tornado took him.
yeah,
And then the next day, Clark shows up. People would have been like, "Dude, didn't a tornado just ate your ass the other day?
yeah,
Why are you here?" So that would have still looked weird.
yeah.
So
But like he showed up as Superman like really recently afterwards. So like
here's my thing. Here and again, this is how Superman operates.
it's just like a month later he became Superman. It doesn't make sense to me.
Again, and here's the thing. This is a truth that nobody wants to admit.
Yeah.
And again, for all the idiots who are watching, I'm not a gun gooner and I'm not a Snyder cultist. The truth of the matter is, Superman is not gonna just stand there and watch his father die.
Yeah.
Superman, Kal, he's gonna he don't give a damn what his daddy says. He gonna swoop his ass out of there.
And I
He
don't
don't
think there's
care.
like any people around. So like if
It would have
someone
just
said something, no one would.
it would have just been people's word against theirs. I
Yeah.
don't know what these people talking about.
Like there's like footage of Bigfoot in real life, and people don't bat an eye on that Bigfoot footage.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Here's the thing. Also, that's why the perfect depiction of his dad dying is a heart attack because Superman cannot. There's nothing he can do. That's
Yeah.
why that is peak
And
death
the
for
animated stuff,
Jonathan
the both
Kent.
parents are alive anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So both parent both that is the peak way for Jonathan to go out is like that, but not by a tornado. And
Yeah.
again, I've this is why I said this a billion times, and people only listen to people have selective hearing when when they watch my videos. They have selective hearing. They hear what they want to hear to fit their narrative.
Yeah.
And again, I will say this for anybody who's watching: James Gunn Superman has flaws. Zack Snyder Superman has flaws. End
Yeah.
of story. Goodbye. So no one is perfect. The Zack Snyder and his portrayal of Superman isn't perfect, James Gunn and his portrayal of Superman isn't perfect.
One thing that's the
That is the
definitive like bad thing was in Superman Returns he picked up a whole like island full of kryptonite.
bro. Listen, hey, people want to talk about who's the most powerful live action Superman. It's Brandon Routh, motherfreaker. That man picked up a country of kryptonite. So he would slaughter Henry, he would slaughter David. Hey, well, the last one standing would be Tyler Hoechlin's Superman and Brandon Routh's Superman. Because the feats we seen them do is crazy. It is crazy. They would be the only two
I think
Superman standing.
the
And Christopher Reeves. It would
yeah
be a three
Christopher
for
Reeve
all.
would yeah
It'd be a three-way. It'd be Christopher Reeve, Tyler Hoechlin, and Brandon Routh. They'd be the last Superman standing. Henry would get his ass whooped. David gets slaughtered.
yeah
All of them getting wrecked. You're telling me, dudes, Christopher Reeves made he made the world spin around backwards in reverse time, bro. That is hella OP powers, bro. I'm like, this guy, he basically he can do what he wants. Whatever he thinks, he can do it. That's Superman for you.
yeah.
He's as powerful as he needs to be. That's the whole point of Superman, man. That's the whole point. But but yeah, man. I mean, it's hopefully if anybody's watching, which if
Yeah.
whoever, you can unsubscribe or resubscribe. It don't matter to me. But I just want people to understand that I never said that I hated freaking James Gunn's Superman. It's just the flaws and the problems and the tonal shifts and stuff like that that I had the problem with. Coming
Yeah.
from James Gunn, who I love his work, coming from James Gunn, who is the CEO of DC Studios, and
Right.
he had all the tools to make a Superman film. He had power to do whatever he wanted, and that's the film that we got. That was my problem. I don't hate the film. I gave the film a B minus. People still think I hate the film. I've never said that. This never came out of my mouth. I gave it a B minus. It's like, what the hell freak else do you want from me? And here's the
It's
thing: these
the same
people wanted
same
me.
thing with yeah same
Oh,
thing with
good.
what Jody said was like
Yeah,
it's
dude.
good that like more fans are like liking this. He just doesn't like the movie that much, but it's good that more fans are enjoying it. You know. It's-
That hey, man. I mean, hey, listen. You enjoy it, you like it, you like it, you love it, you love it, you hate it, you hate it. It is what it is. At
yeah.
the end of the day, like everybody's right. At the end of the day, it's all our opinions. But when it comes to me and my Superman content,
Yeah.
you see that I'm passionate about it, and I could debate all day long about this when it comes to this character, who I hold dearly in
But it
love.
is weird that the whole like the Snyder fans are like they're like crazy. They said that they never liked Superman until Man of Steel, so that means they weren't really Superman fans.
They're not.
Yeah,
They're Superman. They're Zack Snyder Superman fans. That's the problem.
yeah,
That's it. You don't even know the character.
yeah,
And again, and that's what I'm trying to tell mother. That's what I'm trying to tell these damn people who despise me and unsubscribed. I am a fan of Superman.
yeah.
Not I'm not a fan of Zack. I am a fan. Here's the thing. I'm a fan of Zack and James. But at the end of the day, I'm a Superman fan. I don't give a dang about Zack, James, whatever they got going on with their life, what they do, what they think. I just want to make sure that they're doing Superman justice. And if I'm not seeing justice being done, I will call them out on their flaws. And I will not act like a paid shill. I will not say that the movie's perfect when it is not. That's the problem that I have with a lot of these YouTube movie critics is this is where I call BS and their shilling and their fakeness. They were saying this movie's that, this movie's great. They said all the positives about the movie, but didn't say not a single negative, not a single flaw. And they ended their review. And I said I can't believe this. So y'all just gonna get paid to say that this movie is godly and not state the obvious flaws in this film.
Yeah.
You lost your credibility to me. You're a shill. You're a paid freak. That's what you are.
Yeah.
Because you're telling me you're telling me that there's nothing wrong with this film. You're sick and you're just a James Gunn worshiper. That's what you are. If you're a true fan of film and of Superman, You better have issues with Man of Steel. You better have issues with BVS. You better have issues with James Gunn's Superman. You better have issues with all of that. I'll be honest with you. Here's the truth of the matter. Brandon
Mhm.
Routh's Superman, besides him lifting up that country of kryptonite, which was super OP, and him breaking the fourth wall of what Superman is capable of, I will say this first and foremost. Superman Returns is a better Superman film than Man of Steel and James Gunn's Superman. Period. And I'm gonna keep it at that.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. It is the truth. That was the most Superman-y if I've ever seen. And it had the perfect shift of goofy when it needed to be and serious when it needed to be. And Kevin Spacey, I don't know if you remember Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor in that movie.
No,
If
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he killed that role. He killed it as Lex. He killed it. No offense to Nicholas Holt, but when I look at that Kevin Spacey Lex Luthor and this Lex Luthor, again, Nicholas Holt looks like a young Lex Luthor, but Kevin Spacey was the perfect
The
right
older, yeah,
age of between the late 30s to early 40s of the perfect prime Lex Luthor. And you know what I'm saying? That's where I stand with that. He's Superman Returns was just it. The only thing Superman Returns was missing was a physical villain that
yeah,
Superman could fight. That was the only thing stopping it from being the greatest perfect live action Superman film of all time. That is the only thing that it was missing. But everything else was perfect. The way that he acted with the crowd, the way that he even the airplane scene when he stopped the airplane, when he stopped that bank robbery, when he's just you saw they saw on the TV that he's flying around the world saving everyone. When he would dude that scene was beautiful. You remember the scene when he goes outer space and he's just kind of in a missionary state, a stationary state in space, just listening. He's listening for people who needs help. Like, dude, that is Superman if I haven't seen him. If you've ever seen a Superman, that is Superman right there. He's outside. He's always saving people 24/7. He's not stopping. Only time he's stopping again is if he's Clark Kent seeing his folks or he's at the Daily Planet. Other than that, he's outer space listening on who he can save and he's doing it. So I was like, dude, that is the perfect depiction of a live action Superman. If well, when it comes to cinema, because Tyler Hoechlin's Superman was beautiful as well. That's why I said Superman and Lois is peak, bro, and Superman Returns is freaking peak, bro. Man of Steel is peak too, but it just has a lot of flaws. It's just peak as an action film. It's a bad Superman film, but it's a masterful action film. It's a masterpiece of an action film. And that's where I stand with James Gunn Superman. James Gunn Superman is a decent Superman film. It's decent. It's not the best Superman has looked. It's a decent Superman film and a decent action film. Again, like I said, it's decent. And I
yeah.
wanted and
He
I
definitely did Clark better than Man of Steel though, because
yeah, but
Man
he
of
didn't do
Steel Clark
but
was not
of course,
not
yeah,
it.
of course, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's a bad it's just dude, but I'll say but Superman Returns did a better Clark than both of them.
Yeah,
He did better Clark for both of them.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. People tend to overlook Superman Returns because they're so obsessed with Zack Snyder and James Gunn.
yeah,
Well, damn, motherfucker, don't forget about Bryan Singer's Superman Returns. Superman
yeah.
Returns damn near clears all of this. It clears it as a definitive, authentic Superman and a good Clark Kent. It just clears, bro.
Yeah,
And I don't
and
care no.
people keep praising the whole Christopher Reeve doing the whole disguise thing, but George Reeve did the same thing. He did make Superman and Clark like very different.
Very
Like he's
different.
not the only one that actually did that. Is George Reeves
And,
actually?
and that was the problem in James Gunn's Superman as well. Clark Kent was not different than
Yeah,
Superman.
yeah.
It's the same dude. You're the same
That,
guy, bro.
but
You're
like
not
at
making
least
any
he like
changes.
fixed him changed his look a little bit. But like it
Just the
is
look.
definitely the same. But like that's
Just
the
the look.
only yeah, that's the only difference.
But that's the magic. That's the magic and nuance of the character. Clark
Yeah,
is different with look and attitude. Superman is
yeah,
different look and attitude. They are
yeah,
two different people.
yeah,
It shouldn't just be the look. It has to
yeah.
be the look and the personality.
I agree with
You
that. I
know,
was just
but
saying that like
that's
at least they
how we
changed
do
the
it, bro.
look versus that one because Man of Steel was like exactly the same.
Yeah,
Like
Man of Steel exactly the same. He didn't change. Motherfucker ain't change. He's the same person.
yeah,
The only people who did that good again with the transition
yeah,
was Superman Returns,
yeah,
Christopher Reeve.
yeah,
Because once Christopher Reeve is Superman, different person. He's Clark Kent, different person. He's timid. He's clumsy. You know, and that's why I felt like the trailers for the James Gunn Superman movie bamboozled me because
yeah.
I
It was
thought,
gonna be different. Yeah,
yeah, and then when I saw it in theaters, I'm like, what the heck? I thought it was gonna be. So for Batman 235, if I don't see you're there anymore. When you're telling me my expectations were too
like
high,
even
go somewhere
Superman
with
3.
that.
Like even Superman 3, whenever he turned into like that evil Superman thing, he made it him different than all three of them. Like the evil Superman was very different than regular Superman and
Yep.
Clark.
Again, exactly. He changed him up. It's just that's because again he understood. Yeah, Richard Donner. No matter how
Yeah.
bad Superman 3 and 4 was or whatever, he still understood the character Superman. He knows him. He understands him. That's the whole nuance of it.
And definitely the
So
flying
yeah.
scene was good because he knew he was a pilot, so he knew how to fly like real life, so he
Hmm.
made the flying good.
Yeah, you know, and David takes pilot lessons as well. And you
Yeah.
know what's funny? People don't want to admit that David Cornsweet had problems with the script too, and nobody
Yeah.
wants to admit that he had a problem with the speech.
Yeah.
He could tell him and James didn't really see eye to eye all the time
Yeah.
because David knows Superman better than James Gunn does.
Yeah.
That's the
But
problem.
and then that was my issue of the Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill was just a yes man.
And he
Like
loves Superman. You know,
yeah.
and that's why I said, dude, I even said in my
Like
video,
he didn't question the script at all.
I said David Cornsweet has more balls than Henry Cavill, but you know why? Because Henry Cavill is just a sweet soul. He's a very sweet guy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Henry, you should have dropped. You should have let your balls drop to save. You know, Henry could have saved the DCEU if he wanted to, if he
Yeah.
was more, if he was more aggressive towards
Yeah.
Zack Snyder, because Henry Cavill knows Superman through and through. But you allowed this director.
He always wanted the positive Superman, and like Zack
Then
would
I'm
never
like,
have.
I know Henry always said it, so I'm like, Henry, why the hell you ain't saying nothing then, man? Like, come on, bro. So it's like it's funny that you kind of in a way have to blame Henry and Zach
Yeah.
for why we got this.
Yeah.
You know
He said he liked the Black Adam cameo because he could go
that
back
Black
to the
Adam
positive one.
cameo. That Black Adam cameo was he was irradiating positivity.
Yeah.
His suit was brighter. He had the curl.
Yeah.
That is the best we will ever see Henry Cavill look as Superman, and it's funny that was the last time we saw him as Superman.
And
The irony, right,
like
Johnny?
the Snyder people were boycotting Black Adam, but Black Adam was gonna like bring
Oh my
back a lot of the
goodness.
stuff anyways. If Black Adam did well, a lot of the cast would come back, you know? So the Snyder people are kind of like ruining themselves by boycotting it, right?
Well, see, the only reason, and here's the truth about that as well. James Gunn's Superman isn't serving no favors when it comes to the box office as well.
Yeah,
Because you're rewarding, at this point, with you announcing Man of Tomorrow, you're rewarding mediocrity.
yeah,
Because do, it didn't flop, but it didn't do that good. But yet you're rewarding it with a somewhat of a sequel, but it's not a
yeah,
sequel. But you're
yeah,
rewarding another movie, and you know why it's rewarding? Because James Gunn runs the whole damn thing.
yeah.
So they're not gonna tell him nothing. That's the thing. He runs it all. So all right, James Gunn's like, all right, didn't do that well. We'll just let me do another one. Who's gonna
What's your
stop me?
thoughts on the people that are like so into Snyder that they think that if Paramount got it, then the Snyderverse comes back? Because I don't believe that at all. Because like rebooting another time would get rid of even more fans, right?
Here's the thing, and that's why I said DC just needs to jump. They need to hop in the multiverse cookie jar.
Yeah,
If I was James Gunn, it's just all about ego, bro. It's ego, dude. If I was James Gunn, I would let Superman and Lois the Superman and Lois show would continue. I would let Zack Snyder finish his damn story. Finish your story, bro. Do what you got to do. But my Superman is gonna be the main Superman because you're going off of comic book lore. There are other dimensions and multiple Superman. There's multiple Wonder Woman, multiple Batman. There's multiverses.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't have a problem with everyone finishing y'all stuff. Go ahead and finish y'all stuff because I would have been thinking about down the line, the future, to where when the anti monitor shows up, you remember
yeah,
that?
yeah,
The anti monitor is like the end of the line to where he's threatening all multiverses. Can you imagine seeing Brandon Routh Superman, Tyler Hoechlin Superman, Henry Cavill Superman, and David Cornseth Superman, all of them coming together? What if they even made a CGI Christopher Reeve Superman show up? I would have blown up from all these different multiverses having to come together to defend the multiverses from the Anti Monitor. That's an easy three. That's an easy $2 billion movie right there.
or even like I know that the Christopher Reeve's son doesn't want to act or anything. Like
Nah, but I
if he
would
had like a few seconds, like
pay him the
him
right.
dressed up,
You pay him the right money, bro. Just show up,
yeah.
shut up, tell him shut up, show up, say a few
But
lines,
like
act like your dad, get in the suit.
overall, I think if he did like a thing where he just dresses up as his dad, the dad, and then he
Hmm.
it was like a few seconds, like him like just showing up for a few seconds, and then that's it. Like that
No,
would be already enough, you know?
that's what they did. When it came to Fast and Furious, rest in peace to Paul Walker.
Yeah,
They had his brother show up and finish it for him, but they CGI'd his face because they
yeah,
look alike.
yeah,
So they CGI'd his face, and you could kind of see it, but it still looked pretty good. So Will Reeve could do the same thing for playing as Christopher Reeve and as Superman. But
yeah,
again, but you see how cool that just sounded. I don't care who you are. The fact of seeing multiple Supermen fighting together in live action, that's the Spider-Man No Way Home effect. It's going to make money. So I don't know why we are all arguing and fighting and tribalism and all that bull crap. Put that aside and we need to fight for what would be best for the company. You get me?
yeah.
That
I
that's where
think there'd be
that's
a
where
little
I
bit of a risk,
stand.
but like what would be cool? Like I know like people really don't like him anymore that much, but Dean Cain showing up,
Bro, you could love it or hate it, but it would still be cool to see all the
yeah,
Supermen show up in a movie
yeah,
to fight the ultimate threat. It could be, Darkseid and Mongol, and it could be Anti-Monitor. Dude,
yeah,
the it's endless. The possibilities are endless when it comes to multiverse. And when
yeah,
the possibilities are endless, then the audience is endless. Because you're feeding all different factions of audiences that love Henry Cavill, that love Brandon Routh, that love Tyler Hoechlin. But you took that away from them. So
or
now you're
even
going,
bring like people are curious about the whole Nicolas Cage thing, even though people would say like
dude,
it would suck, but like Nicolas
bro,
Cage would be,
dude, if you're going to go full stupid, Johnny, go full stupid. Go ahead, bro. Make the money. You're making money, so shut up and just go stupid. But the problem is, people feel like you're giving us David Superman with a terrible suit, mediocre script, and he's the only Superman. So now you're forcing all the Henry fans, Tyler fans, Brandon fans, Dean fans, all these fans, Nicolas Cage fans, whoever, any fans of any do Superman medium, they feel like they're being forced to like this one Superman. That's the problem.
yeah,
Y'all are forcing us to accept this when you have the chance to give everyone what they want. You can give everybody what they want. But again, James Gunn is the CEO, and I feel like his ego would never allow anything like that to happen, and it won't happen unless they get real desperate and the next DC films flop. I'm not gonna cap. It'll be a miracle and an embarrassment if Supergirl does better than Superman. I'm sorry. It's an embarrassment. It's embarrassing.
one thing I was always confused about is that the original animated Superman, like the old one, is in public domain, and why don't they just put it on HBO Max?
Yo, Johnny, WB and DC Studios are a mess. That's all I can say to that. They
You
are
know,
a mess.
it's public domain, so they have still have the rights to like use that, even though CBS made it. But it's public domain, so you know.
So my question is here's my question. Since we've already said that James Gunn's Superman is not a flop,
Yeah.
but it's not a huge success. It did okay. It
Yeah.
did decent. How do you see Clayface doing? How do you see Supergirl doing?
I could see Clayface actually doing really well because it's gonna be like a low budget movie. It's not gonna be like high budget, so it could reach to
It's rated R. I presume it's rated R.
yeah. But like what would be crazy would be it pulls off a Joker
They're
first
trying
Joker movie.
exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to recreate the Joker. I see.
Yeah.
I already see it from a miles away. And how embarrassing would it be for Clayface to make more money than Superman? That is utterly
Yeah.
embarrassing, Jordan. That's not a good look.
Yeah.
That's not a
Yeah.
good look. And it's gonna make James Gunn look like an idiot. You know
Yeah.
why? Because you ain't directing Clayface, so they gonna look at him like we got the wrong mother freaker in the CEO seat. They gonna say, James, get your ass out the seat. Let the Clayface director be in the seat now. Not James Gunn gonna get in his feelings. That's why. And look, you're laughing because, bro, I'm just
Yeah.
speaking facts. That's gonna be the truth of the matter, bro. That's not good look, bro. That's why I said Superman had no choice but to be the best of all the recent films. It didn't have a
Yeah.
choice. So
Yeah.
now that it did a mediocre job, now that it did a decent job as the main pillar of this new DC universe, it's embarrassing. It's still, no matter how you slice it, it's embarrassing because the Supergirl and Clayface does better.
Mhm.
Good for DC, embarrassing for Superman. It is embarrassing. It's not a good look.
Yeah.
My hope, I hope, I'm like, God, please, I want another director and a new team to do Man of Tomorrow ASAP.
Yeah.
ASAP. Get James Gunn away from Superman. Period. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear from nobody. Because and God, please keep please keep James Gunn away from Batman. Because if James Gunn can do this to Superman, keep him away from Batman, bro. Please. I'm already not happy that they're saying that Andy Muschietti is still going to direct or help produce. So you're gonna let the guy who flopped Flash be a part of Batman. Great job. Good idea. Dude, it's just I don't dude, they DC and WB makes the most stupid decisions I ever seen movie companies do. They're idiots. They're monkeys just running around in the office. That's what I see. And I'm gonna leave it at that because I know I gotta go soon, my man.
Yeah.
But I again, I just want people to understand that first and foremost, I am a DC fan. I love Marvel as well. But if you ask me, this household up in here has grew up loving Marvel, but having severe, fierce love for DC content. So first and foremost, I'm a DC guy, and I just want DC Studios to do well. I would never want DC to fail. That's why I am so passionate when it comes to Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all the Justice League characters, Teen Titans, all of them. Because I want them to do good, because I want DC to get to where it needs to be.
That's
DC,
that's like the main reason why I don't want Netflix to get it because Netflix is like the
bro,
worst
dog,
worst choice because Netflix doesn't care about theaters.
dude. I don't even want, dude, I don't even want Paramount to get it. I'm sorry.
I think the
I don't
closest
even
one would be like Universal.
I don't want Paramount to get it. I don't want Netflix to get it. Like you said, I'm fine with because when you say Universal, you mean Comcast because
Yeah,
Comcast
yeah,
owns Universal.
yeah, yeah,
I would want Comcast to get them, or I would want Amazon Prime to get them. Amazon Prime becoming a clutch. People sleep on Amazon Prime.
yeah.
So either Comcast, Amazon Prime. My last option would be Apple TV. Apple. Last option would be Apple. Because Apple has sleeper hits too now. People sleeping on Apple and Amazon Prime.
See if Comcast Universal gets it, like they can expand the whole MonsterVerse
Of
because
course, yeah.
Universal has more of the MonsterVerse stuff, you know?
But bro, Johnny, I'm right there with you. I'm getting scared, dude, because I keep hearing Netflix now. I'm getting scared. I'm getting scared,
Mm.
dude.
Like Netflix is like like the number one worst one, I would
Getting
say.
scared. Then Netflix, look, Netflix already done got Monday Night Raw, the biggest
Yeah.
wrestling show now, and now they want to acquire one of the biggest movie corporations. I don't think it's gonna do too good. And people are already saying that since they let Zack Snyder do Rebel Moon, I guess they're gonna let Zack Snyder finish the story. Yeah, I'm like, good. Yeah, you know what? It's
He's
like,
only directing one movie in Paramount, and they think that Paramount's gonna let him give everything. Like he's only directing one thing.
dude. Again, as much as I love Henry Cavill, Man of Steel, and stuff like that, they are at the Snyder fans are at the Snyder cultists are at a delusional level to where
If anything,
anywhere it
Hamada would
goes.
like do something because Hamada is like high end in the Paramount thing because he's controlling all the horror movies. So
Mm-hmm.
like he's above Zack Snyder at that point in Paramount, you know?
Yep. But yeah, man, it's just again, that's just I just want people to understand that when it comes to me, man. Seriously, I don't
Yeah,
I don't hate this movie.
yeah.
Get it through your thick skulls. I don't hate James Gunn's Superman. I just felt a little underwhelmed and I was just expecting more. And I gave the movie
Understandable.
and I gave the movie a B minus, mother freaker. That means a passing grade for all you idiots. That means a passing grade.
Mhm.
So just want to make it known here on Johnny Dome's channel. You heard it
Yeah,
here first, people.
yep.
Yes. But yeah, Johnny, man, it was a pleasure speaking with you, man. I think we were speaking for what it was.
But
She's been like a good hour, almost 2 hours. Huh? I think so. But
yeah. Yeah,
it was a pleasure, man. We could do
it
we
was
could do
it was fun.
yeah, we could do this more often, man. I'm down, man. Just let me know when you want to schedule another time to meet up,
All
and
right.
I should really be very we'll definitely do one probably on the second week of October when I'm fully moved into my new place and
Oh
I
yeah.
have my studio and set up everything going on. It's gonna be very cool and epic. So
Hmm.
we'll definitely chat it up again, my friend.
Hmm. Yeah. All right.
But it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure, man. I appreciate you letting me on. Seriously, it
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
pleasure.
And I'm neutral, so like I'm
Yeah.
more neutral than most, I guess.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I see that, man. No, I see where you're at, dude. And I'm not gonna cat with you, dude. I'm someone still right there with you, dude. I still have I still have a little bit of hope left, man. I'm hoping if Supergirl is good, great. If
Yeah.
Clayface is as good as the first Joker, amazing. I just want them to
And
get
I say it's interesting that they have Clayface over Batman. Most people would say like, "Oh, that's a stupid idea," but I think it's like a new way to do it. You know?
hey look, they did it with Joker. Look what happened. $1 billion.
Yeah.
So hey, if it's as good as Joker, I'm on board. If Supergirl is as good as the first Wonder Woman and or better, I'm on board. Can you give it to me? I hope
It's
so.
like my example would probably be like Batman brought Robin, and then Robin became big, and then Robin became Nightwing, and
Mhm.
Nightwing is like a big thing now. So like having one character boost up another character, you know?
Yes, man. Again, man, all I want is just you heard it here first, guys. Justice for Superman. That's all that I want. Justice for Superman. That's it. That's
All
all
right.
I want. So I'm happy if people love this James Gunn Superman movie. Good, you love it. Support it. Just support Superman. That's all that I want. But I just
Yeah.
want him to be done justice. That's all that I mainly stand for. And success for DC. You know, DC still rises.
Yeah.
I want to see how this first slate is gonna go. You know, it
Yeah.
was kind of rocky for me for the first Superman film, but I still enjoyed it. And I'm going to be doing a reaction with my sister tomorrow, you know, just so we can
Yeah.
have commentary and it's going to be her first time watching it.
Yeah.
So I still do support, I'm still supporting the film, you idiots. I have HBO Max. I watch Peacemaker. I'm still
Yeah.
supporting, unlike all these other people that are hating on me
And the
and not
three last
supporting.
episodes that no one watched yet, you know, in Peacemaker, like no one ever watched the three last episodes. The people that only watched the first five episodes, you know.
Yep, exactly. I watched first season of Peacemaker. I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching first season. This season is a little rocky for me, but it's
Yeah.
getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Like
But
it
yeah,
got up
Johnny.
there to the last episode. The
Yeah,
last
they said
episode,
I might even react to the last two. They said the last two is going to be cameo filled and very
yeah,
important. So I might react to the last few episodes. I might do
yeah,
it. I might have to do the two last episode, or we're at episode 5, so it's gonna be 3
yeah,
episodes.
yeah.
Episode 6, 7, and 8. I'm gonna do a reaction to it probably. So, but yeah, man, Johnny, it's been a pleasure, man. We'll do this again soon, man. For
All
real,
right,
it's been awesome. You have a great day,
yeah,
man.
you too. Yeah, so that was good. That was a good stream, and I'm out too. Bye.